Most of the ideas we get as God were given to us from when we were born. We don't watch the Passion of Christ. You go to church, you see God's picture on that particular picture on everywhere. So it's something that was forced on us, that this is who God is. So once we pray, this is who we see. So now our imagination is very, 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 very important and very, very powerful. But that is where our magic happens. That's how we create life, through imagination. 80% of Christians are scared of hell. That's why they are still in Christianity. That is the gospel truth. 80% are still there. They are scared of hell. They'll be like, oh no, later now, trumpets come blow now, no come make them. Man, just they believe this and they go. It's not for the love of Christ or they are for the love of anything. I'm telling you the gospel truth. So take away that hell and serve God freely. Sometimes it's not about going viral. It's not about being popular. The question is, are you satisfied? That's the main question. Are you satisfied with what you're doing? It's not about, okay, fine, I'm everywhere, I'm trending. So I got to that point in my life where I think I never seen. I've seen the views and everything, popularity. So I've seen I've seen that level of life, but I still feel that there is more to life. Yeah, there is still more to life. Everything is a feeling. Like everything we are striving on this earth is to get. It's just for us to feel. It boils down to feelings. Okay, let's say you want to build a mansion. That's not your issue. Your issue is how you feel after building that mansion. That big man where you be say, I get house. And that feeling, that's what you're satisfying by building that particular mansion. Say you want buy car today, you want travel out, or you want to do something that is important to you. It's not that thing that is the issue. It's how you feel after doing that thing. So it's as if we're fighting for feelings. Everything we're fighting for is about feelings. The reason why we're in this world is for us to enjoy this world. And how do we enjoy this world? Emotions. And emotions, that is how we enjoy this world. Emotions. If you're having sex now, if you come now, that feeling, then they give you joy. So there are emotions. That's why we enjoy this earth. So if those emotions are not there, how do you enjoy this earth? When you go, they're useless now. In life, there's nothing like 100% right and 100% wrong. In life, there is nothing that is 100% right and 100% wrong.
Yeah.
It's always balanced. So apply this particular concept now to everything. Have you asked yourself, when we were babies, when we were born, before the whole programming, because it's called programming, yes. That's why it's called a church program. You go to the program and they'll program. If you know about programming now, computer system, the memory card is empty. When you were born, you came, memory card is empty. You understand? And they begin to program you, and all of that. So awakening is when you get to that point where you begin to review the whole programs that was downloaded there in you, and you'll be like, wait, whatever we do here on this earth, we will repeat here on this earth. If I can post a particular video and I get just 2 views from that video, and that 2 views now I'm embarrassed because just 2 persons views. If you want to now get 100 or 1 million views now, that if I cannot contain 2 views, then how can you handle 100,000 views with negative comments? Fear is the highest weapon used by the Matrix. You don't have to be scared, because everything is fear. Everything boils down to fear. Heaven and hell are fear now. You understand? The main purpose of that hell is to invoke fear in you. So fear is like the highest weapon used by the Matrix to limit you completely. Breaking free from the Matrix is the point where you begin to realize.
Welcome to another insightful episode of Selahmeditate. I remain your very host, Brizy. And today I'm joined by a man who has not only made millions laugh across the world, but has also embarked on a profound path of inner awakening and purpose. He's a creative force behind Xploit Comedy, a content powerhouse that grew from short skit to a viral empire. And beyond humor, he's also a deep thinker, a thought leader, and an author of Soul's Rebirth, a personal chronicle that talks about his spiritual awakening and his quest for authenticity. In this episode, we're going to discuss deeply on his story and every other thing that's going to impact you and also shape your mindset and help you in every area of your life. So before bringing him in, if this is your first time of coming to the channel, do it to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and subscribe to this channel if you're yet to hit the subscribe button. So guys, welcome my very creative guest here, Chibugo Emmanuel Lazarus, aka Brizy.
Yes, sure.
It's good to have you here. It's good to have you.
What's good now, Mr.
Man. You have done a lot. You have done a lot, man. It's been a long while.
You're doing a great job, actually.
Thank you.
I see your works. They're nice.
Oh, thank you.
Like you're talking to great men, and why they laugh now?
Look at you that.
But on a more serious note, you're doing very well. Very, very well.
Thank you. How does it feel to be on a podcast, to be interviewed? This time around, you're not doing comedy or creating content. How does it feel?
It's normal now.
It's normal.
it's normal. It's part of the work now.
Part of the work.
Yeah.
Good. Now I want us to go deep. Now, let's just start from beginning. Just give me a bit of your background. Who was Brizy before Xploit Comedy?
What's Brizy before Xploit
As if, who is Brizy or Chibugo? Let me use your own name direct. Who is Chibugo before Xploit Comedy?
Okay.
Yes.
Chibugo is just a young boy from the streets, hustling to make ends meet. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey, I understand. Some of my fans who have followed me all the way from the beginning. It's always a journey from animation back then. I was into cartoons around 2015 or so. That was the beginning of my journey. So it got to a point where I decided to go into filmmaking. So I studied filmmaking and I studied VFX. I also studied storytelling and the rest of them. And from there I started skit making. And as you can see, I was actually one of the pioneers of skit making in Africa as a whole. So it's been a journey.
It's been a journey. I know that. You're one of the founders. You're one of the early people. Yes.
So from there, it keeps going. I ventured into VFX teachings. I don't know if you were in that area of my teachings.
Oh, you were teaching that time?
I was teaching VFX now, tutorials on how to create content and how to do creative VFX edits and the rest of them. And from there, I went into something deeper, which is spirituality. Before then, it got to a point in my life where everything became surface level. I wanted to go deeper. Like no more. Everything was just kind of shallow.
Okay, before we get to that deeper angle,
okay,
let me come back a little bit. Now, one of the first content that I recognized from you that made me start following you then was when you created that content on Temple Run. As in, it went viral that period. As in, it was a hit that time because people were used to playing that game Temple Run. To see it live on a skit was so hilarious that period. I can't forget that time. So how did this skit making start? How did you start skit making itself? What brought the idea? What gave you the initiative to start it?
Okay, I've always been this tech guy. You understand? Since I was younger, ever since I told you I started from animation, that's cartoons. So I've been this tech guy. So along the line, I fell in love with arts. You understand? I was into church dramas. I was acting church dramas and the rest of them. So I was asking myself, how do I combine, because I was into tech then, I was into animation, creating cartoons. So how do I combine my character as an actor, you understand, with tech? Because then it was not as obvious as it is right now, you understand? So that was how I came together and I merged the both of them. That is storytelling, you understand, and myself and my real act. That was how I came into the skit industry. So then we're just few that were into skit making that period. So I was just trying to put out my creativity out there. You understand? I was getting ideas and concepts and I was putting it down. And that was how the skit came about.
I mean, you just decide to say, okay, want to start skit making. Nobody, nothing inspired it, or anybody said, okay, maybe you should look into that path.
No, I've been this film guy right from time. I've loved filmmaking from the beginning of time. I'm this guy that loved filmmaking. I also, anywhere they're acting then, I will be those children who will say, they watch people, they watch people from, I don't know how to explain it, in my growing days. So I've really gone into filmmaking. So I loved filmmaking from the beginning. So even when I was in school, I still find myself in areas where filmmaking is going on, like in church services, production houses. Then we used to go for auditions. You understand? Yeah. It's like, there is a particular kind of audition that is going on in this area. So many actors, they come this side, we just rush go that period. You understand? So it's been in me right from the beginning. I know I love filmmaking. So that was how I started. You understand? So it's been a journey. Like it keeps unfolding. The next layer keep unfolding and keep unfolding. That's how it is. So it's not really as if you planned something.
Okay, it just happened.
Yeah, it just keep unfolding.
You and who were the early starters then?
It was just me.
That means you started before even Mackenzie?
Okay, even my colleagues.
Yes, your colleagues.
There were some other content creators that were on board that period. You know, it's not about, most times it's not about when you start, it's about when you blew up, when you became popular. Because so many persons have started a long time ago, but they became popular recently.
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I can't really tell when it comes to that aspect. But another period, there was Mark Angel, there was Yawa, and Chris Clown, of course.
Yes, Chris Clown.
Yes, Chris Clown, of course, and Clinton Cord.
Yeah, Clinton Cord, yes.
Bad guys, like,
honestly.
That period, that was the set. Then Thespian Nozi,
Yeah, and Thespian, yes, Thespian.
Sabalo was also there. So I think that was my set that period.
True. That was your set. So what about those your people? I remember you said you started with yourself alone, and then there were other names that joined you that period. You guys were like 4 or 5 like that.
Yeah.
Where are they now? How did this come about?
Okay, we met in school, and most of us were in school. Most of us were in Port Harcourt, and I was into animation, like I told you, and when it was growing as of then, I said, okay, fine. I needed some people around me. So I'm this kind of guy that I'm always that guy when it comes to when it comes to energy. I'm always that guy. So when I'm in school, because I have like a crew in school and in Port Harcourt. I was based in Port Harcourt then. So whenever I'm in school, I work with my crew in school. You understand? When I get back home for holidays, I work with my crew in Port Harcourt.
Okay, I see.
Understand?
I see.
Yeah, so it was more of like, maybe I have a crew in Port Harcourt, I have a crew in school then, in State University. So that was how the crew came about and all that.
So where are they now? You guys parted ways and everything?
Yeah, like I said earlier on, it comes to a point in a man's life when there is a transition. It's very, very important. There's a transition. It must occur. You understand? It's happened in so many careers. So that particular point in time must surely come. There's no way you can fight it. You know, you fight her.
Okay, now what do you think of the skit and comedy industry now, currently? What do you think of it?
Very well. They are evolving. They are doing very well. Just that I think we need more of original contents. And that's justice. But they're doing very well. I love the upcoming skit makers. They're doing very well. I enjoy most of their content. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Now, at what point did you decide to say, okay, you want to pause on this skit? And then you now moved into this deep inner awakening. At what point did you start?
Okay, that should be around... It got to a point where, in my journey, I think I traveled to Enugu for a shoot that period, for a shoulder period. There is a movie on YouTube, Java. You can check it out. That was the first movie I created on my own. So during that period, I was having this epiphany. I want to call it like deep realization. So it was, I don't know how to explain it, but there was more. I was craving more to life. Do you understand? So it came to a point where what I was doing then was more of like a surface level, like I said. So I wasn't really feeling deep. It wasn't going deep into my soul. So there was this impact I was looking for. Do you understand? Because I've created some other content like that, like my kind of content now, and there was an impact. I felt the impact. You understand? So that period, I was getting deep into questioning myself and questioning my purpose and trying to figure out what is next for Brizy, what is next for Chibugo. You understand? If you look at the content journey, it's always been from one stage to another stage. You keep going. So if you're in a particular stage for a very long time, it simply means that you're stuck in a particular timeline. So that was what really happened. So I got to that point whereby what was next for me? And from then, you just to ask the question, that's it. What was next for me? I'm open to my next level of life. And that was how everything came about.
But is it because the skit, you feel like, okay, this skit making, I'm no longer enjoying it? Because you were making impact. People laugh about what you share. People enjoy it and people laugh to it and things like that. So what other kind of impact do you think you were looking for?
No, it's not about it's not about that I wasn't enjoying the skits making. No, I see, if you should look at my portfolio, my profile, you understand that I'm not this kind of guy that does a particular thing for a long time. I evolve with time. I don't fight it. From the beginning, I thought it was like an animation, a cartoon. That was my first stage of, So from the cartoon, I evolved into the normal skit making. Even my skits, I've done several kind of contents. I've done the African mother content. I've done this one that they call Brizy Baby. I don't know if you know Brizy Baby.
Brizy Baby.
Yeah, that's another level of content. You understand? So from there, I evolved into teaching of VFX and the rest of them. This is all me perfecting. Then I went into movie, which is Njaba. That movie was for me to perfect my filmmaking skills.
Okay.
Do you understand? For me to perfect. I didn't know where I was going all this while. I was just going with the flow. Going with the flow. If it's VFX, we are learning it today. We will dye hair, we'll craft hair. If it's filmmaking, fine. If it's this one, fine, like that. So I'm just this kind of guy that goes with the flow, and so that was it. So I got to that particular point where I feel there is a new wave or new set, or there's a kind of content that is coming in this period. So if you understand, you will discover that it's orchestrated, it's divinely orchestrated. It's not something that I don't know how to explain, but you get my point. So I was making impact in skits making, you understand, but I wasn't really feeling. I wasn't feeling it that deep.
It's not personal inside of you.
Yeah, you know. So sometimes it's not about going viral. It's not about being popular. The question is, are you satisfied? Do you understand? Yeah. That's the main question. Are you satisfied with what you're doing? It's not about, okay, fine, I'm everywhere, I'm trending. So I got to that point in my life where, which I never see now, is it the views and everything, popularity. So I've seen I've seen that level of life. But I still feel that there is more to life. Yeah, there is still more to life. Do you understand? So that was how I said, okay, fine. So I'll just take a break and work on myself. You understand? So I worked. That was it.
Now, I'm looking at it this way. You know, because of the line of content you evolved into now, it's more or less like, do you still have any desire to still to produce more skits, or you've left that area completely?
See, I believe that in my life, everything that is happening in my life is happening for a reason. I'm this kind of guy that I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that whatever is happening, whatever that has happened for a particular reason. So it's possible that in the nearest future, something might happen that will require the skills I have learned. I can't say no now, I'm not doing skit anymore. Do you understand? So I've already gone through the process of everything I've gone through. I'm just ready for the future, whatever the future holds. I did give. Do you understand? Yeah, that's the kind of person, that's how I live my life. So it's not about planning or saying, okay, the next, I will not do skit again in my life or this or that one. Or just like anywhere it leads me, that's how I go. I just flow. As long as I know that there is a good intentions towards what I'm doing, I'll just go with the flow. So that's it.
Now, at what point do you think someone needs to come to a point and start questioning what he is doing? Because someone may look at it and say, maybe is it because when you dropped the skits, you were dropping them, maybe the views started dropping, you're not getting what you want, or the views doesn't used to come like it used to be. So maybe you now have to start questioning the whole process altogether. Is it at that point that it actually happened?
Okay, I would say that is talking about more of like a spiritual awakening, right?
Yes.
Okay, spiritual awakening is something that there are various ways it can happen to you. There are various ways you can have an encounter. Do you understand? So I would say my own is that it got to a point where, like I told you earlier on, I was in a movie set. When I began to feel that way, I was feeling more of like a pull. Do you understand? More of like a pull into something different, something new. And there is no way you can concentrate on one particular thing for a long time. Like, let me say, I'm someone that if I'm doing something, I put my 100% focus on that thing I'm doing. You understand? And if I'm leaving that thing, I'm leaving it completely till there's a need for me to go back. Do you understand? So I don't try to juggle between two kettles. So that's it. When I got the call, the pull, I'll just dive into it. That's why if I'm in a particular era, I'm in this era. If I'm leaving this era to a different era, I'm leaving. Yes, I accept that maybe there is a call to go back and correct one or two.
So now what's more like the creative process you follow through? Either when you're creating your content or your skits, what usually comes to your mind or gives you those ideas?
Okay, how I get my ideas?
Yes.
Okay, some of my ideas are from life experiences, and some of them are from, it's mainly life experiences. And how I get my content, my ideas for content production, let me just say, something might happen right now, and I'll begin to question that incident. Why did this particular thing happen? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? So I'm questioning, I'm asking questions. Then I'll now sit still, because it's I've talked about solitude in some of my videos. It's very important. Solitude is a way of like, when you ask a question, you have to be still to get the answer of the question you asked. Do you understand? You can't ask a question either through prayer or any way and start doing all that in the pressful, in the job, in the party, all that kind of. So this is more of like my receiving time. So I'll just chill. Once I chill, I'll begin to get the answers to those questions. You understand? Then what I do next is I'll begin to make my research from what I heard for confirmation. You understand? And most of the times it comes. I might just pick up my phone and the first TikTok message is that particular thing I was thinking, like a clear confirmation for it. So that's it.
Now, if anyone is thinking of is at a confused state now, how can that person start getting into that awakening to understand their inner self and purpose?
Confusion is part of the process. Confusion is, in fact, is number one. That is part of the process. So if you're in a confused state, chill. Just chill and understand that it is part of the process, because that confusion needs to occur. for you to gain clarity. Do you understand? Without the confusion, there is no clarity. So you need to be confused for you to say, okay, begin to put 2 and 2 together, and then that's how you put all the puzzles together, the pieces. So confusion is part of the process.
Now, someone is thinking now that, okay, because there's a video you did that you talked about the matrix.
Okay.
So what do you mean when you said the matrix and then putting you in a particular thought process or thought pattern? Can you explain that much better?
Okay. Before I explain, I'll say you can purchase my book. I don't know if you read my book now. At least you understand some of the questions you're asking. Everything is there. I explained everything throughout my experience. Okay, the matrix, in simpler terms, is more of like all the ideas, all we've learned, all the information we've gotten, either good or bad. You understand? From schools, from religious centers, social media, everything we've learned since we were born up till our current age to form our world. Do you understand? So everything you know is what was taught
from birth.
Yeah, from birth. Yeah, exactly. So everything you've known in this life, there is nothing. So imagine if the one that is passing the knowledge on to you is also ignorant. Do you understand? So that's the same. That's how we pass what we know. Everything I know now is what I will teach my kids. True or false?
True.
I don't know. Consign now.
Yes. You could discover outside.
Outside and the rest of them. So at the end of the day, if I should gain every experience from my parents and discover that those experiences are not actually the right one, you understand? It's like me operating from the matrix. So the matrix is the point where breaking free from the matrix is the point where you begin to realize, wait, I don't go this particular place, this center for a very long time since I was born. For more than 15, 20 years now, and there is no result. I think they solve. You understand? You begin to question things. I have like 300 friends that graduated from school, and they are doing something different, something else. What think they solve with the school system? Do you understand? I have so many, like you begin to question so many things. That is the point where you begin to break free from the matrix. And the more you begin to question all those things, the more you begin to get answers. As long as you keep quiet, you don't question, you continue in the matrix. Continue going there. So it's that question that is the first part of breaking free from the matrix, you understand? You begin to question from questioning lighter things, you begin to go deeper. You begin to understand some connections. You begin to understand, okay, this is why this is happening. This is why this is happening. This is why this is happening. You need to connect the dots. So, once you've gotten to that point where you begin to question everything, just know that you're at the edge of awakening. You're at the brink of an awakening. Yeah.
Now, the book, Your Soul's Rebirth. Now, before people will stay by it now, can you give us some detail about the book and what the purpose behind it, and then maybe summary of the book in detail?
Okay, I'm someone that I journal a lot. I write down my thoughts, my dreams, my ideas. I journal. I have books that I've written a lot of things, even some of the concepts that I've not even produced yet. So I have lots and lots of books, ideas. So if I wake up from a dream and I get a message that is so clear, like the dream is so vivid and it's so clear and it's pertaining to my life, I'll just write it down and all that. So I've been writing from the beginning of my awakening. I've been writing down ideas, journaling my ideas, my thoughts, my experiences, whether good or bad. So I've been putting it down. So the book is like a combination of everything that I encountered throughout that process of my awakening. Do you understand? Everything I encountered, both the good and the bad, and how I was able to overcome some of the obstacles. So that is it. So the book is more of like, if you're going through that process and you go and you read the book, you if you're in Nigeria, and it's not as if it's one of all those foreigners that are writing books. You're normally a Nigerian person that you know that have gone through that same process. So you relate to what I'm talking about, what I'm saying. You understand? And I know it will help you. It will help because I've gotten lots of testimonies.
Okay, pick one chapter from the book and break it down for us. Let's see.
Which chapter should I pick out now? There are so many chapters on it, and there's no way I can break it down because I want to break it down. It's going into details. Okay, let's say I talked about gods. You understand? The evolution of the concept of gods. How God evolved from the ancient times down to our present age. You understand? During the Stone Age God, I talked about the Orishas, that's Yorubas. I talked about the Alusis, the Igbos. I talked about the Bini. I talked about the gods. There is this chapter that I explained how God evolved to our present day, what we know today. You understand? So it's something that you just have to read the book. I can't explain. If I should give you a breakdown now, yes, but you don't go buy the book.
No, it's just one part chapter now. One chapter now they give exposition. There are many chapters in it. Just give one chapter of it now.
Okay, so that's it. So I talked about God because I came to ask myself this question: who is actually God? I've asked myself this question: who is actually God? So it's part of some of my discoveries during my awakening. And so coupled with some of the ideas I got, some of the rema I got from that particular message and some of the research I made, so I came up with some of the conclusions about the book. So it's more of how you see God, because that figure of God is very important. Like it's too important. It's too important. So that figure of God is something that if you don't take your time, you'll be used. They'll use that figure to chow you. Because as you just project God, let's just say, okay, say this remote is God though. So it's something that we need to understand. We have to understand. If not, anybody can use God to just rip you off. You understand? So I explained about it and what you need to know about the concept of God and how you and God are not separate. You understand? You and God are one. God is everywhere. God is everything.
Okay. Now let me see it this way. How can a man know he's awakened?
You will know.
How?
Awakening is just like falling in love. You know you're in love now. If you're in love, you know,
because if you are in love, you can describe the feelings that makes you feel
that's how
if you are awakened now,
you know you are awakened.
You know you are awakened. And hence, so for somebody, how do you describe, if a man is listening to you now, he may be thinking that he's awakened. You know, like you said, this thing is a matrix, it's a knowledge base. I may be thinking that whatever I know now, I'm awakened, I'm wise enough. I may be thinking, your own thought process on that thing may be different from what I know, from what I'm thinking. So you may be telling me that what you know is awakening, and I might be telling that what I know is awakening. So how do you know someone that is truly awakened? Because if you say you're awakened now, how do you describe a man that is awakened?
Okay, there are layers to awakening. There are levels to awakening. Awakening is more of like seeking knowledge continuously. There's no way you can be completely awakening. It's not possible. Okay. It's a lifetime process. Something you keep getting epiphanies, keep getting different. So it's more of like peeling the layers of an onion. You understand? So there are layers upon layers. So what you ask is, what level have I gotten to in my awakening? Okay. That should be the question. So awakening is more of once you wake up, once you are awakened, that's when you begin to ask those questions I talked about, like breaking free from the matrix. So it's more of asking those questions and trying to get the answers, not just asking the questions and after asking and you go back to what you're doing normally. No, now you're very curious, so you ask those questions and you get the answers. So that's it.
Okay. Now, but it's more or less when I watch some of your content and this era that this days that you used to produce, so it's more or less sounding like an unbeliever. Are you still a believer in the God people believe in, Christ, Jesus, or things like that?
Are you talking about like religion?
Yes.
Am I still religious?
Yes. Are you you just call it religious, or should I tell you? Do you believe in God, that there is a God somewhere that exists that people pray to and believe into?
First of all, what is your concept of God?
That's exactly what I'm saying. The way people go to church and they pray to a God, and they said, okay, Jesus Christ is their savior of the world. Do you believe that Jesus Christ is savior of the world?
Okay, let's talk about the concepts of God. Like I asked you, what is your concept of God?
That's why I don't know. My own
You don't know your concept of
my
God?
own concept is the fact that people go to church and they believe that there is a God that they
You're
pray
like
to.
your own personal, from your personal perspective.
As a
concept of
Christian,
God?
my own concept of God is as a Christian, we are believers in the fact that Christ came into the world and died for our sins to save us. So we believe that there is a God somewhere that came to this world to die for us and that watches over every affair of human being in this planet Earth. So that's the belief.
Okay, like I said, like what is your concept? Like when you close your eyes to pray, like how do you imagine God? Everything's all about imagination. How do you imagine God?
We imagine him in heaven. That I pray to him and I imagine him being in heaven and answering my prayers.
A him? Is he like a man?
Yes.
Okay, imagine a man.
Yeah, he's a man.
So what kind of man is it?
The Bible chronicled it directly. Don't you read the Bible? The Bible chronicled directly who God is and how God is.
So explain to me how God is. I don't know now.
God from the Bible came into this world, took on all our infirmities and our sins, was nailed on the cross of Calvary, and died, resurrected after 3 days, and is there in heaven watching over everything we do.
You not answered my question.
So which of the question do you want me to answer?
You not answered that question.
Which of the question do you want me to answer?
I say you should explain the God. Like, okay, let's say for instance, we are blessed with imaginations, right?
Yes.
We have our imagination. And you imagine things. It's very, very normal. Before anything is brought to life, it must go through the imaginative process.
Yes.
So how do you imagine God to be? Like, if you're hearing God all this while, how do you imagine God to be specifically?
God, how do I imagine God to be?
Yes.
When I close my eyes?
Yes.
I think I see Christ on the cross. I think the image that I grew up with, like you said, the knowledge you're passed down to. And so I think the knowledge I was passed down to is that Christ came into the world, died, was nailed on the cross, died and rose, went to heaven, and then he's there. If I pray, I'm seeing God in heaven, sitting down on his throne and watching over all of us and answering my prayers and doing everything that I said.
Okay. So you're seeing God, you imagine God as Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Okay. The normal white picture of Jesus Christ.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So how did you get that picture in your mind?
Like I said, the Bible is the guideline. I don't read the Bible.
The Bible did not describe how Jesus looked, the color of Jesus. So how did you get that picture of the Jesus, the actor that played the role, Jesus Christ? How did you get that picture in your mind?
We watched that movie,
Yes, so that means it was projected to you through a movie.
So he could be black. What you're saying is that God could be black, could be a black man.
Okay, so what I'm saying in essence is that most of the ideas we get as God were given to us. Do you understand? We are given to us from when we were born. We don't watch the Passion of Christ. You go to church, you see God's picture on that particular picture on everywhere. So it's something that was forced on us. That this is who God is. So once we pray, this is who we see. So now our imagination is very, 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 very important and very, very powerful. It's very powerful. That is where our magic happens. That's how we create life, through imagination. So once you imagine something, definitely that particular thing you imagine is real to you. There is no way you can go about it, and it begins to work for you.
Whether that thing is right or wrong.
Whether it's right or it's wrong. Do you understand? So that was how we came to this understanding of Jesus. But at a second thought, have you asked yourself, when we were babies, when we were born, before the whole programming, because it's called programming, yes. That's why it's called a church program. You go to the program and they'll program. That is the truth now. I'm telling you the gospel truth.
Yeah.
So it's more of like programming. You understand? If you know about programming now, computer system, the memory card is empty. When you were born, you came, memory card is empty. You understand? And they begin to program you, and all of that. So awakening is when you get to that point where you begin to review the whole programs that was downloaded there in you, and you'll be like, wait, oh, something is wrong. Something is not going fine here. Do you understand? That particular point in your life, that is the awakening. So you begin to say, okay, if it's not like this, then it should be like this. If it's not like this, it should be like this. Why are the masses? Like you begin to ask certain questions that will now drive you into the rabbit hole of awakening. Do you understand? So everything is more of like a programming. Everything is more of like a programming. So you just have to just choose the right programming for you.
Okay, so maybe I should put the question this way. Do you believe in the Bible?
Do I believe in the Bible?
Yes. In everything written in the Bible?
Not everything. Not everything.
Why? So that means because they said it's written in the Bible that it's an inspired word of God. So do you believe in, because if you believe in the Bible, it means that you believe in the God of the Bible. And that the God of the Bible is described in the Bible. So is this something you believe in? Do you believe in the Bible or not?
Like I said, it's not everything.
Okay, what and what don't you believe in the Bible?
How I begin to explain everything?
You mustn't explain everything now. You mustn't be everything. For you to say it's not everything, it means that there's some aspect of it that you have in mind.
Okay, let me explain something to you. In life, there's nothing like 100% right and 100% wrong. In life. There is nothing that is 100% right and 100% wrong.
Serious.
It's always balanced. So apply this particular concept now to everything. You understand that? Even when it comes to traditional worship, you understand? There are wrong eggs there. When it comes to religion, to churches, there are still wrong eggs there who are extorting people. Do you understand? So everything is more of like for you to just read and pick what you know is right. Not everything. Not everything is 100% wrong or right, like I said. So just apply that concept to everything, then you understand the question.
Then which concept of the Bible that you pick that is not right? Any part, even if it's one area.
You're supposed to. My ego tell me now.
No, because when I said, do you believe in the Bible, and you said not everything, they mean that you must have some things in mind that you feel like, no, you have some reservation here. That's why I just give you the full concept of the Bible is talking about God, Christ being the true Son of God, came down to this world, save us, and then he's in heaven and watching over the affairs of men. So that's what I'm saying. That's more or less like the concept of the whole thing, and then the guidance of how maybe people or human beings should live in this life. So is there any area of the Bible that you feel, no, you have an issue with this, or this is not correct?
There are so many areas that if we should pick out now, we'll start arguing. But the most important thing is that...
We don't need to argue. It's your concept.
I know what I'm talking about. There will be argument even in the comment section.
Yes, that's exactly the essence of the conversation.
Okay.
That's not conversation. I want you to pour out everything. Don't hold anything back. Because I've been seeing your recent content and I really want you to pour out that spirituality aspect of it. Do not withhold anything from what people will say, or at least you're an awakened person. So I don't think an awakened person should be watchful of what people would think or say.
I've been in the media for a long time, so that is not my problem.
Okay, good.
So what I'm saying is you have to ask me a question regarding what you want to know. I can't just pick out a verse from the Bible and begin to say
it's not a verse.
About this verse or a chapter. Okay, let me just explain something to you. I want you to understand something. There's something called universal law, universal laws. These are laws that are applicable These are laws that governs the universe. The whole, anywhere you find yourself, like the China, like the Europe, you're in Nigeria, anywhere you find yourself, there's a particular law that governs, just like the law of karma, the law of polarity, the law of whatever you sow is what you reap. You understand? Anywhere you go around this world, if you plant a seed, it will grow. That is the law that governs this universe. So these particular laws now were kind of understood by the first set of people that ventured into spirituality. Okay, let me use AI for instance. AI is new right now. AI is new, and there is ChatGPT. You understand? And this is a new technology that just came out. Now, there are people who are creating things with AI. They are the first set of persons who came about using this open source to understand certain things. Now, those are the people that are creating most of all these text-to-speech and the rest of them and all these stuff. Now, those first set of people that got this update now, they have their followers. Do you understand? They have their followers from what they got from AI. So now let me now move into spirituality. Let me say, for instance, let me use myself for instance now. I've gotten some of these ideas and I'm putting it out there, and people who are resonating with the messages. They are understanding the messages, they are getting the messages. So I can decide to open a church, for instance, and open a church and say, these are my members. These are my members, and I will call it Xploit Ministry, and I'll be teaching them spirituality. They become my members, and I begin to tell them that from now on, everything about spirituality, whatever I'm saying is right. There is no wrong. It's right throughout. So you must be in this church. And if you should leave my church and go to another church of still that same spiritual teacher like me, it's wrong. I'm not trying to create boundaries just because of greed. I want to have more members for myself. So I'm teaching them the gospel truth, and I'm still infusing some manipulations for them to still stay. So that was how these whole churches and everything came about. So the initial message was just to help people. It's more of like development of yourself and everything. So due to greed and everything, so what do they call it? Manipulation came in and everything came in. So that's it. So that's why I will not say that everything is 100% right or wrong. God can call anybody from any department. Any department.
Okay, now let me ask you this way. Do you believe in heaven and hell?
If I believe in heaven and hell?
Yes.
Like, what is your concept of heaven and hell?
Hellfire, of course. When you die, you go into punishment, eternal torment. And heaven is the kingdom of God, where people go, where we go when we die for enjoyment and living with God, all through in bliss and harmony till the ends of time. No ending, infinity. You laugh. You laugh.
Okay, my question to you is like, what is your concept of heaven? Like, is it a place?
I'm not the guest.
Because you're not asking the question, you understand? So I need to understand your own idea of what you're asking, so I can explain from your own idea.
There is hell, a place of torment, a location where you just die.
Go. Like, where is the location?
What kind of question?
I want to know now.
If anybody die, 90% die, 90% will see the location. The location is when you die. You can't be asking me location when you are still living. Location. There's no hellfire when people are living.
So
when people die.
Who don't die? Come back. What you say? Go here. So I'm asking now. You get any guy who say why go here? Why play the hot stuff? She's burning fire.
Nobody goes there and come back now, for goodness sake. So how are you expecting somebody to go there and come back?
Who gave us that story?
It's in the Bible, guy, for goodness sake. It's in the Bible. That's why I'm asking you. This guy making me laugh. That's why I'm asking you whether you believe in the concept of the Bible. It's in the Bible. When you die, you go into eternal torment or punishment, which is hellfire. if you live a sinful life. If you live a righteous life, when you die, you go into heaven, which is eternal enjoyment.
Okay, let me answer your question. Everything in life is about concept. Do you understand? It's about concept. One of my contents, I talked about the story of an orange seed. I talked about, for instance, you as a child, your mom told you about why you should not swallow an orange seed. Okay, so your mom is not telling you that if you swallow this orange seed, it's going to grow in your stomach. Do you understand? So she's trying to tell you that for you to get scared, so you won't swallow an orange seed. You understand? And now you go to maybe your neighbor's place they are playing, and the mom was telling you about that same orange seed, and she said, if you swallow the orange seed, that let me say that it will grow from your poo hole. Do you understand? Then maybe some other person now tell you that if you swallow an orange seed, it will grow from your ears. Do you understand? As a kid now, a wise kid will pick out the message from all this concept and be like, okay, fine. The major thing is that I will not swallow orange seed. That is just the major message in all this stuff. Why is the foolish child now will be arguing which concept is right? Is it the one that comes from the anus, or the one that will grow from your ears, or the one that will grow your stomach? They're arguing which one is right. Do you understand? So that is what everything is all about. It's just a normal concept. It's like karma. Anything you sow is what you reap. It's more like a moral check. They're keeping you in check. If you sow anything, this is what you reap. You go to church, they say if you do bad, you go to heaven. If you do good, you go to hell. You go to the social place, they tell you, say if you do bad, paradise, place of torment. You go this one, they tell you re-incarnation is all a concept. Do you understand? They're all concepts. Just for us to put us in check. Do you understand? So if you can just pick out the truth from any of all these concepts, it's easier. That's what universal law is all about. Just understanding what is universal. I don't give a fuck about some of the moral laws. Do you understand? So that's it. So the heaven and hell is like a concept that was, I think it's a Christian concept, you understand, to keep them in check. 80% of Christians are scared of hell. That's why they are still in Christianity. That is the gospel truth. 80% are still there. They are scared of hell. They'll be like, oh, more. Later now, trumpets come blow now, no come back. Man, just they believe this and they go. It's not for the love of Christ or they are for the love of anything. I'm telling you the gospel truth. So take away that hell, then serve God freely. Do you understand? So that's just it. So the hell and heaven is more of like a concept to put Christians in check. So they tell you, say, if you don't do this thing, you go hell. If you don't do this one, you go to hell. You're not using hell. You don't using the picture with them paint. The fire, they burn your bones, broken bones. People are inside the pit of hell, things like this. That is the truth. I don't imagine all those things. Like, no. So that's it.
Is Nigeria not hell enough?
So because heaven and hell to me, I would say, is here. It's a concept here. Maybe you go create your heaven or your hell here on earth. That is why we came to earth. It's either you're creating your heaven on earth or you're creating your hell on earth.
That means there is no. You didn't believe that there is no. If somebody dies, there's another life to go and live as heaven or another place for torment as hell.
It depends on how you understand death. What is death? How do you understand death?
Anybody that dies now, you no longer breathing.
Even when the physical body dies.
Physical body dies, is gone.
Okay. Okay, if I'm to explain that particular aspect, I will say that death is more of like a transformation. I don't believe that there is a spirit life. We are living in spirit already. Do you understand? So it's more of like waking up. That is more of like waking up from this physical dream. This is just everything here is just a physical dream. You understand? When you're sleeping, when you dream, when you sleep, do you still remember anything about this physical world? No, you don't. Because when you're dreaming now, everything about that your dream world feels real to you. That is your reality. That is what you're observing. That is who you are experiencing. You understand? So as soon as you wake up from that dream to your physical world, that is now a dream.
That is now a dream.
Now this one is now your physical world. Do you understand? But when you're sleeping, this is like a dream. And that is your the dream world is your physical world. You get the check. So that is more of like completing your mission here on this physical realm and waking up from this physical world.
So there's nothing like punishment somewhere or enjoyment somewhere.
The punishment and enjoyment is here now. Is here.
No, when you drop this physical body, there's nothing like you go out, you go there, and then you are rewarded for all the good deeds you have done. You have been a good person. You have not been sinning. You have not been fornicating. You have not been lying. You have not been stealing. You have not been killing. You have not been doing all the evil. And then when you leave this place, hellfire is waiting for you. You enter there, and maggots, everything. You start crying, whining, shouting, or you go into they say, "Welcome home, my good and faithful servants. Come and follow me into this enjoyment."
I don't believe in that concept. I don't believe in that particular concept.
You are not a Christian then.
I'll say I'm not a Christian, but I know I grew up
A Christian.
I grew up in the church.
You grew up in the church.
Yes, I grew up like being in the church. I grew up in the Christianhood. Do you understand? So that is the reason why I can say the things I'm saying, because I've experienced a lot while in the church. I've experienced a lot. I've heard a lot. I've seen a lot. I've asked a lot of questions. So right now I'll say it's not as if I reject the Bible or I reject Christian teachings, or I'm not that kind of person. I'm someone that is open to, so long as what you're saying is to uplift humanity, you understand, I'm fine, I'm okay with you. As long as what you're saying is to uplift humanity, you're not here to manipulate or trying to become greedy or trying to extort, you understand? So long as you're telling them, because if you observe very well, you discover that most of all the ideas are actually the same in a way, or different concepts. It's just the same in a way, kind of the same. You understand, in a way. It's for just different names. Let me just give, for instance, the most important thing is, if you have the spirit of discernment, if you have the gift of discernment, you understand that wherever you find yourself, you know if what this person is saying is actually right or actually wrong. You understand, whether it's a pastor or a native doctor or a spiritualist or a mami water. You understand? So we don't judge. You listen. That is the first step. You listen. Once you listen, now you pick out, okay, what are you actually saying? What is the end point of what you're saying? Is it to uplift humanity, or you're just doing it to gather followers or for clout or to be known? You will definitely know as a spiritual person, as an awakened person. So once you observe what this particular person is saying or doing, and it's not going in line with you, it's okay for you to say, okay, fine. You can do your thing, I'm not against it, but my spirit doesn't align with you.
So now let me put it this way. Does it mean that all the evil people in this planet Earth, when they die, they don't have any punishment somewhere when they die after receiving all the punishment? Or all the people that are doing good, everything you are doing that is good, that people describe to be a good person. I mean, when you leave this earth, there is no reward for you in the other world. Is that what you're saying?
First of all, you have to ask yourself, what is your concept of a good person and a bad person? How do you know a good person or a bad person?
A good person doesn't steal. A good person doesn't kill. A good person doesn't take what doesn't belong to him. A good person doesn't kidnap. A good person doesn't smoke. A good person is not a drunkard. A good person doesn't womanize. A good person doesn't do anything that will hurt the other person. A good person loves his neighbor as he loves himself. But an evil person desires the bad of all, the downfall of others, kills, steal, destroy. That's why the Bible said the devil came to steal, kill, to destroy. But I came so that I might have life and have it abundantly. So that is what I describe as a good person. So all this person that is good that I describe now, it means the person dies, nothing for the person. And this person that is evil, if he dies, no punishment for him.
See, this is how I see life. Life is all about ups and downs. It's all about ups and downs. So what I would say in essence is that whatever we do here on this earth, we will repeat here on this earth. Do you understand? Whatsoever you do here on this earth, now this earth you do one. So you will repeat here on this earth. You know what it feels like. Okay, let me see, for instance, I sleep with your wife. I sleep with your wife. Just to prepare you, to wicked you. You understand? And I know you're in pains. You're in pains. I purposely sleep with your wife. So I will also have that kind of experience. Do you understand? Not the experience of sleeping maybe with my wife, but something equivalent to that kind of pain. Do you understand? That kind of pain. For you to feel that pain and be like, okay. The essence of pain or karma, also, it's not as if it's a punishment. It's more of like a mirror to reflect what you're doing. So everybody have gotten to this point in their life, yeah, but they'll be like, this thing I do this guy, it don't make sense. Do you understand? Or a point where you say, because everybody will say, this particular stuff like this now, this is something that nobody will tell you. Person will come outside, I can't tell you. On social media, only talk about our inner things. But people that have done one or two things that are brutal, they have their time when they regret it. They have what they are going through that deep down, if you ask this person, why did they go through this thing? If he can open up, he will tell you, this is why. If he can open up. But they're very difficult to open up. Do you understand? So the punishment is more of like here on this earth. You go see him. Like you go see it.
How can somebody see that kind of thing? Let's say many evil politicians we have, steal our resources, kill people, allow people to die, every form of evil that is going on, that they could do something about it. They didn't do anything about it. And they are living in affluence, enjoyment, everything. And you see them dying in peace with enjoyment. And then you are now assuming.
Are you living their experience?
No, what other experience are you going to tell me of somebody living?
Wait, are you living their experience?
Which experience will be worse off than somebody being brutally murdered, maybe because of bad government or bad leadership? And then maybe the person, you said the person lives at his home, or maybe he's sick and he died as a sick person. Anything can kill somebody. So is that sickness a commensurate punishment for the person's negligence or for the person's murder of someone, of innocent child, or brutally killing someone? How is that kind of sickness a commensurate punishment to someone's murder or brutal killing of someone?
We all have our different experiences. Like, my experience can never, ever be like your own experience. Do you understand? You know where you grew up. You know where you grew up and everything you've experienced up to this very point of your life. And I also have my own experiences. Do you understand? I have where I can tell you that I was very, very happy here, very happy, and I can tell you that, okay, this particular point broke me. You understand? But I learned something from this particular point in my life. Do you understand? So how I see what we call punishment, like you said, Christianity is heaven and hell. Some other people say it's karma. Like, there must be a punishment for someone that does something evil. Every punishment, believe me, everything you do have their consequences. Anything you do in this life is part of the universal law. As long as if you plant something for ground, it will grow. You understand? That is a law of the universe. Do you understand? Just like gravity is a law. If you throw something up, it will come down. It's a law. Do you understand? So karma is also a law. is a law that you experience it. It might not come that same pattern you're expecting.
You did it.
You understand? But you experience it in a way.
In a different way.
Yes. You not having, you don't have a day without joy before, without peace. You have everything, but your soul is dead. Like, I don't know how to explain. Do you know, everything is a feeling. Like everything we are thriving on this earth is to get, it's just for us to feel. It boils down to feelings. Okay, let's say you want to build a mansion. That's not your issue. Your issue is how you feel after building that mansion. That big man where you be, say, I get house. And that feeling, that's what you're satisfying by building that particular mansion. Do you understand? Say you want buy car today, you want travel out, or you want to do something that is important to you. It's not that thing that is the issue, it's how you feel after doing that thing.
True.
Do you understand? So it's as if we're fighting for feelings. Everything we're fighting for is
about feelings.
Feelings. You're eating because you want to feel satisfied. People they smoke because they want to feel high.
Yes.
It's not even about that stuff.
It's not about the stuff. It's about
so
the
now if you understand the concept of feelings, you know that you can have all the money in the world, but that feeling of joy is not there. Something is hitting you that is taking away your joy. And every day you're depressed. Everything do, but deep down in you say, well, I don't like what is going on inside of me. Are you getting my point? So, but just that most of us, we Nigerians, we equate material possessions with karma. Once, as long as this person get the money, don't worry, you don't better, he's enjoying his life. But it's not like that. It's not like that. Some might have some kind of a physical health problem that they are suffering. But you go see that they go to post, you go to post private jet and going somewhere, but you don't know what that person is battling when he's alone. So it's that peace that everybody is looking for. That peace, that joy, that peace. That is the most important thing in life.
So how is that a commensurate, let's say you lack inner peace, how is that a commensurate punishment to brutally murdering someone? I'm trying to get the commensurate punishment that is worthy for someone that did something very terrible on this planet Earth, that you feel that since we say there's no, the concept of heaven and hell is just a concept, it doesn't really exist. What should be the commensurate punishment for someone that does something so deadly evil? It cannot just be feeling of emptiness or no joy inside of you. How is that a commensurate punishment to a very wicked person, a murderer, kidnapper, or someone that murders someone terribly? How is that a commensurate punishment? I'm trying to think of an equal punishment. Like,
have you killed someone before?
And I've never done. That's why I'm trying to imagine when someone goes through a painful death, like the lady that went viral the other day, that they say her boyfriend butchered her, cut off this, cut off. So those kind of pure, heartless wickedness. What should be the commensurate punishment for that kind of person? It cannot just be lack of inner peace, because now you may be saying lack of inner peace. You know, in the Christian world, there is something also you are missing. In this Christian world that we live in, someone can do all this kind of wickedness and just, like you said, life is about feeling, and just believe that he has confessed to God, to Christ. Instantly, you receive inner peace. So this your inner peace you're talking about. The person has already received inner peace so long God in heaven that he believes in, he believes he has been healed or he has been forgiven of that terrible sin. So that is inner peace for that person already. Yeah. Is that a commensurate punishment? But let's say when I assume there's some people that are that heartless. There's some people that can do something very evil and they don't care. They don't give a damn. They don't even regret. They don't flinch. I've seen people with type online on comment section of something evil that they did, and they say they have no feeling of regret or remorse for it. So if someone did that kind of terrible thing and he doesn't feel any remorse or regret or any bad feeling, all he knows is that, let's say he robbed somebody and the person went into depression and died, but the person is enjoying the money. He's just having the feeling of enjoying the money, enjoying, living large life, living all sort of good life. How is that a commensurate punishment if the person continues in that path and continue enjoying himself and died? You say no punishment for that person.
You know, more of my message is about the inner world. I don't know if you've gone through some of my content. So most of our messages are about your inner world. You understand? We have the outer world, we have the inner world. And the inner world is as important as the outer world.
Okay.
You understand? How you feel on the inside is what reflects on the outside. So my focus is more on your inner world, on your feelings, how you feel. You understand? And if you've gone through some of my teachings, you understand that it's more about how you feel. Have you ever that's why I said you've not killed anyone before. If you've done something, have you ever felt guilt before, or shame?
Yes, sure, of course.
You felt guilt, shame.
Sure.
You felt shame.
Sure.
Is it a good feeling?
Not at
Is it a good feeling, Abi? You felt anger. It's not a good feeling, right? So, will you choose to spend the rest of your life angry, sad, in shame, and in guilt? But you go get money scatter.
Definitely not possible. All the time you mentioned that I feel guilt, shame, or sadness, they are fleeting. They passed away. After that feeling of guilt, at a point in time, it passed away, and that's all. And I get back to my normal self. Angry at some point, and it passed away, I get back to my normal self. So there is no way I can live in that state for the rest of my life.
You know what they call trauma? Trauma doesn't pass away like that. It doesn't pass away like that. If you kill someone now, if you just did 3 weeks, don't pass.
There are some people that are heartless to do that.
Their soul is gone.
So those are the people I'm talking about. So it means they die, no punishment for
them. They are not even happy. You know that start, like your soul. See, the reason why we're in this world is for us to enjoy this world. And how do we enjoy this world? Emotions. And emotions. That is how we enjoy this world. Emotions. If you're having sex now, if you come now and that feeling, then they give you joy. So there are emotions. That's why we enjoy this earth. So if those emotions are not there, how do you enjoy this earth? Money go, they useless now. Are you getting my point? Like, emotions are the reason why we're enjoying this earth. If you're eating now, your tongue, then they give you that satisfaction. That the food sweet, oh. Mind you, your tongue when they walk. Just like say they chop foam. And you see, there is no taste. Like what our feelings. So the feelings, I would say, is our emotions is much more important than everything you can see outside of you. Do you understand? What is happening inside of you is more important than whatever is happening outside of you. So at the end of the day, you say you do everything. You say you won't buy a house. If you buy that house, buy everything, finish. You never work on your internal, the inside of you. Bro, all those things will just, you look at like this, you will not feel happy, you will just stay depressed, you will stay down. That's why people can just travel to anywhere. Some people have money, they can travel just to find happiness, travel to social place, travel. At the end of the day, there is no joy. So you be saying you don't already take like one life, second life, third life, your eyes are dead. Like, you're not feeling.
There is no feeling.
There is no
remorse even when you're doing
There is no good emotions again. Nothing is with you. That innocence has gone. That is the innocence of life, curiosity. That's why you're enjoying this life. You're curious. You want to do certain things. You want to flex. You want to go on party. All those feelings, all those things can't go. There is no point. So I just smoking and drinking and doing drugs just to get back that innocence. People are looking for ways to get high, just to get back that motivation, that innocence. So that's the karma. That's not a better karma. I don't know if you understand. You've not been in that aspect, so you're trying to put yourself in that picture. What I'm telling you, that if you've been in a point whereby you kill someone, they carry you go prison, and they carry you go prison now. In that prison now, you're alone there. That is where you start fighting your demons. That's what they call fighting. All those thoughts will start coming to you. No rest of mind, no peace. You're there, nobody to talk to. You just they fight that demons. You're regretting all the days of your life till you've gotten to a point where you've defeated the demons. That's what we call shadow work. I explained this in my other video. So someone that is a killer and was caught and sent to prison, that person go face Because you're alone, nothing to distract you. You sit down, you face it. How did I manage to get to this point? Why did I even do this thing? How did I get here? How? So my life don't end like this. All those are their gifts, their feelings that will torment you.
That is if you're in prison. If you're living in a mansion, enjoying yourself. Like these are wicked politicians that they don't even care. And they keep amassing and they keep fighting for more power and everything. So where is the feeling that makes them to feel that it's enough? At what point should that person come to say, I've tormented people enough, let me let it be?
Okay, let me give you an instance. Let me say someone that can only get satisfaction from drugs, from smoking. You understand? That person can only feel at peace whenever he or she smokes. You know, that particular person, without that smoke, the person is restless. You understand? Until that person smokes, then you will not feel that peace that comes with smoking. Now, that person's peace is dependent on that particular drugs. That's what we call codependency. You understand? He cannot just stay on his own or her own and experience
that peace.
Do you understand? So what that person will keep doing is because he's looking for peace, you keep smoking and smoking and smoking and smoking. That's the reason that can give you peace. So if I killed someone, for instance, and I already get the money, everything, my conscience is there, there's nothing I can do. I will continue with what I'm doing now. I don't already take that part. I mean, know what they go through. So everybody have their experience. You cannot judge from someone else's experience. You're not someone that you've not lived their life. So you cannot say this person is enjoying because what they're posting on social media. Do you understand? So we all have our own lives.
You know why the thing is kind of, I'm kind of thinking of it deeply, is that if people like this our country now, with the wickedness going on at the helm of affairs in government, with all the wickedness they are seeing and all what they are doing, has that not been a point where their own inner spirit arrests them to say, okay, at least let us let this country, let there be progress in this country?
See, we don't have to worry about those people. We have to worry about ourselves. You understand? Ourselves, that is what is much more important.
They kind of will influence what we experience.
No. See, majority have power. Do you understand? So if I work on myself now and I discover that, okay, this is where my own mistakes are coming from, and I amend it, and you do the same, this one does the same, like that, the same.
Others refuse to do the same. You do the same. Others refuse to do it. What now happen? The cycle, the system remains.
That's what I'm saying now. That is why we're doing what we're doing right now, is for us to awaken the minds of the youth, for them to understand that maybe all those people will hold us. So you understand, we can do it ourselves. We can bring this change by ourselves. Now the youth now we get the country right now. We can bring this change by ourselves. So if you're looking at the government or those people as an excuse, you go T. So it's once we've awakened a lot of minds and they come together, discover who they are and how powerful they are, and they can come together and do whatever they want to do for peace to reign.
So that means there's nothing like in your own world. There's nothing like a punishment after death, and there's nothing like enjoyment after death.
Yes, in my own world, whatever you do is what you reap here on earth. Now, earth here, we say the Lord did that for earth. If you sow something, you go reap. If you plant, you go grow. That law is on earth. It's not anywhere. So if that same law is on earth, now here you go still reap and down. Do you understand? Now here, there's no way you can be doing this content now. And okay, where you were last year or last 2 years, is it the same which you had today? No, if your rewards don't already ripe, your fruits don't ripe. Now you're reaping the benefits now, and you still reap more as long as you keep sowing. So if you do good, you see the good. Other people do bad, they will still see the bad now, but they don't tell you.
So what is your concept now? I remember earlier you said what's the concept of, because if I said a good person and a bad person, you said what's the concept of good and bad? So how do you describe a bad person? Who is a bad person in your own word?
Everything is intentions. Everything has to do with your intentions. You understand? Intentions is when you purposely do something. You do something just to, like when you go against the natural flow, to me, everything is intentions. Because if we say good and bad, like in one of my messages, I talked about good and bad explanation. And I give a reason that there are some certain things that are not actually bad. They are not bad. You understand? But society made them to seem bad.
Like?
Okay, like for instance, if you're walking by now and you see two men killing a dog, killing the dog brutally, you'd be like, come on, man, that's injustice now. Why are you doing this with this poor dog? And they now point a baby to you that the dog devoured a baby or ate a baby up. And once your mind go change, you'll be like, kill that dog, kill that dog, kill that dog.
Yeah, true.
Do you understand?
True.
So everything is all about their intentions. To them now, you judge like, this person, they do evil. This particular person is doing evil. Then you now find out that, okay, this is why you're doing it, because of this baby. Okay, you're right. So most of the times, the things we see as bad, it's all about intentions. Do you understand?
Okay.
It's all about intentions. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. You understand? There are some people that they are armed robbers. Their work is to rob the rich and share the money to the poor. To them, it's a good business.
Good business.
You understand? It's a good intentions. Do you get my point? So when it comes to good and bad, there is more to good and bad that we know. That there is more to like good and bad. So you have to understand, okay, what is good and what is bad. And there's some things that we see as this is bad, but it's actually good. You understand? Like, for instance, now you walk away from disrespect. If you walk away, people will be like, come on, this guy get proud. That word, proud, is pride, is a bad word. You understand? But to you know why you walked away. Do you understand? So most times, most of all these manipulative people, they use all those words just to keep extracting from you. They'll be like, you won't go. You'll be like small picking. You're so childish. Because if you don't be childish, you'll now come back. And they'll continue using you. Do you understand? So most times it's deeper than we think. It's all about the perspective of where this person is coming from. That's why we have the law court and the rest of them.
If someone has intention, now it's more or less like if someone has intention of somebody did him bad, and then the person is thinking of paying back that same evil, is this something good?
Somebody, like, example, I'll say it's more of like standing up for yourself is good. Standing up for yourself is good. So it's like you don't allow disrespect, because once you understand who you are, understand the universal laws, know what is good and what is wrong, person not going to even do you bad.
Let's say someone beats up your younger sister, and you're also angry. You say you're going to look for the person and make sure that you beat up that person. Whichever way it is, you must find that person and you must beat the person. Is that a good intention?
Someone beat up your younger sister.
Yes, beat her up brutally.
You go treat the person fuck up now.
So
you teach the person. It's either you can hand over the person to the police or higher authorities, or you have your own way. You understand? Because if you lock up, the person will still come beat your sister again. Do you understand? If I should come, this is the world we live in. It's a real world, not be all those things.
So that means you believe in.
If I should come right now and I slap you, bro, if I slap you, this is a world of wolves. This is not a world of sheeps. Assuming this is a world like it's more of like good people and everybody is good, but in a world whereby there are wolves and there are sheeps, and those wolves don't care. They don't care. Their mind is back. So if they come and they woos you, you understand? As they slap you, you're waiting for your response to know if you're a strong man. If you're not a strong man, bro, you don't talk. They'll keep on harassing you until you stand up for yourself.
So you believe an eye for an eye?
In the right way, in a way, you understand? But it's not about fighting back. It's about looking for measures on how to address the issue immediately.
There's nothing like I forgive what the person did to me.
It depends. If the person comes to you and says, okay, this is a mistake, this is why I did this thing, This is what
The person will
happened.
not come back. You just forgive. Like some ladies will talk about being jilted by someone they gave part of their life to, blah blah blah. And at the end of the day, they are jilted, and maybe they are facing that trauma or they are feeling sad, and then someone is saying, "Forgive him and move on."
Okay, we are all different.
Hmm.
We are all different, and we have different discernment. Let me use myself as an example. Okay, we are all different. Me, I work with my spirit. I know my intuition is very strong, so I listen to myself. There are some cases whereby I'll be like, okay, free him,
Okay.
free him. You understand? He will learn. Just free him. And there are some cases where I'll be like, you need to teach this person a lesson. If not, this person will repeat that same thing. Do you understand? So it's more of like when we grow up with this mindset of God to fight our battle for us. Now, what's they use the wire us for this country? I'm telling you the gospel truth. You see someone will just come and do you wrong and take what belongs to you, and you be like, God! You're like, God! Start gaslighting God. If you love me, if you truly love me, destroy them. You're going to gaslight God. You understand?
Yes.
That's it.
But it doesn't exist. Somebody can call on God now. But God, the Bible said, "I will fight up for you, and you shall hold your peace."
It depends on the kind of peace you want.
Any peace, that peace. Like this, I mentioned, I say, God, come and fight my battle. The person say, God say, no, don't you hold. I will fight my battle. I will fight for you. And that is exactly what it means. Now the person is literally calling on God, so that the person can hold his peace. Let God come and fight the battle.
That's what I'm saying now. See, it's very, very possible. It's okay. God can raise someone else to fight your battle for you. You get the point? That it's very possible. Say, when I say you get issue, for instance, now you can't go report to someone. Say, see what I'm going through, and that person now, okay, now come on your behalf. It's possible. God can raise someone to fight for you. You understand? But the most important thing is, first of all, you have to understand the world that we are in right now. This world is a dog eats dog world. So you have to know how to balance. It's all about balancing your spiritual life and your physical life. You understand? You have to balance both lives, because if you go for mugu in the world like this, see, that person don't mind. They'll receive the karma. Let me receive the karma, but I want to deal with you first of all. So if you're in that kind of situation, you understand, and there is a way you can stop that situation from happening. You stop it. If you have a way to stop it, you stop it. It's very, very important. That's why all Nigeria is just there. They're looking at who will fight first. So
Yes.
they're looking for a savior. That's how we've been brought up now. We agree with that kind of mentality that one day like this, God will just vex, just jump down from heaven like this. Nigeria!
Carry for that belief.
Carry K, they wipe all the politicians. You understand? So it's something we can come together and make it right. We do it and stop waiting for an invisible God to come and save us. God don't give us everything, but we need to save ourselves. We have everything.
So you're saying that there's nothing like an invisible God coming somewhere to just come and help, or
No.
do
There is alignment. Something will happen for something to happen. Alignment, yes, fine. But something that you can handle on your own, that's my own. Something that you can handle on your own, and you're leaving it for God, that's where the error is. You understand? That's where the error is. If you can handle it, you do it.
I think that's what we believe in this part of the world, or as Christians. People just believe, say, everything that the politicians are doing, the country destroying, let's just leave them. God knows what they are doing. God will arrest them at the right time.
That's what I'm saying now. See, we already have everything. If God has raised some people, God already raised people, we go fight this fight. I'm telling you. So God cannot come down now. Now see you and I will stand up and say, let's put an end to this stuff. You understand? I see you and I.
And then you collect bullets, you go rest, somebody else continue. No. Because people that try to stand up and fight the fight, they collect bullets and they go rest.
The one thing I believe is that if we want to achieve a revolution, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen via violence. I just have that belief in me. It's not going to be violent because we are in a different era, a different age and time, where a lot of things are achieved this period with just your intelligence and what you know. So it's just for us to come together. It's not about those era of wars and all those times. To me, it don't pass.
Well, countries are preparing for war, amassing weapons and improving the technology for war, and you feel war has passed.
To me, that's what I believe in.
We will get to nuclear weapon very soon. You know, we have not gotten.
No, it's possible for us to have all those things, but I believe that if we are going to have a revolution, it's going to be a normal conflict, like resulting of conflict. It's not going to be. There will be no war. I just have that belief in me. I'm not saying, but I have that belief in me. I know that that's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be. We are going to achieve it normal. The normal way.
There is no revolution in history that happens normal, and history is a repetition. The present is a repetition of what has already happened in the past. That history often repeats itself. There is no revolution that has happened so far on this planet Earth that happens normal. Just discussion. Every strong revolution and strong change happen with people paying the price. Strong price.
I understand it, but we've already fought that war already. We already fought that war.
Which war?
There was a war now. We already fight war now.
Is it the Biafran war? Or which other war again?
That's the Biafran war talking about that.
That one, has it resolved anything? It doesn't resolve anything.
That's what I'm saying now. War, we already fight the war. You understand? For right now, it's not about the war to me. It's not about the war. To me, I feel like we can resolve this issue. I feel like we should tackle our minds first. I feel we should tackle our minds. Like the way I see life is quite different from how a normal average person that's still under the system sees life. Do you understand? That's the way I see life. And if we can have at least 70 to 80% of Nigerians seeing life that same way, trust me, this change will happen easy. It's all about mentality. Do you understand? So that's where I come in. I come in the point whereby I'm called to at least to the attention of certain things that has to do with our mindset that we are neglecting. Do you understand? So from that changes now. First of all, if you go just sit, we're still like we've not gotten any knowledge. We're still under a particular season. They just give us freedom like that without working on our mind. Just like empowering someone that don't have any knowledge of money. Just give the person money. I say, take this 2 billion. The person go waste the money. You understand? Because I would say rich.
There's no process.
Yeah, there's no process. It's a mindset. Everything is a mindset. Being rich is a mindset. It's not even about the money. So that's the same thing. So we need to awaken our mindsets and understand who we are on a deeper level, and remove some of there are some plugs that I don't know how to explain this. That are just everywhere, all around us. So many plugs from what you can see. If one go this side, this one will draw us. If you want to go this side, religion will say, this is what you want to do now. If you want to go this side, fear will tell you, say, you just die for nothing. Do you understand? There are so many things that we need to work on for us to be free. So you can come outside and talk to someone directly, look the person in the eye, talk to the person, say, this is what they do. Tell the person directly and nothing.
Explain the law of attraction.
The law of attraction. Okay, this is how I understand the concept of the law of attraction. I believe that, I believe that everything is in flow for us. You understand? Everything is in flow for us. To me, I believe that how this world was created was supposed to be whereby we come to this world, we learn our lessons, and we enjoy, we explore, and enjoy life as a whole. Do you understand? So due to some of the beliefs that we grew up with, lack mindset, lack mentality, how to manage, extra manage. If you have this one, don't give it out. All those are mentalities that are holding us back, are stopping us from receiving. You understand? So law of attraction is more of like, at every point in time, you're aligned. At every point in your life, you're aligned to what is meant for you. At every point in your life. If, for instance, by next year, let me say you'll be in the US. That is your alignment. That is how it is already aligned from you. You'll be in the US. Now, what is going to stop that US from coming through, that traveling from coming through? It's your mindset. So if I'm the devil, if I want to attack you as a devil, I'll attack your mindset, trying to make you to see reasons why your next level is not possible. Do you understand? I'll keep doing so many things, feeding you with so many things, ideas, why it's not possible. That's a mindset. So if you can defeat that mindset, you go to the next level. If you cannot defeat that, you have to repeat your current level till you've gotten to the that particular level. Do you get my point? So attraction is like, it's not as if you're attracting something. Everything is already in flow. It's already aligned with you. So some persons can tell you that it's more of like how to attract something to you. It's not about how to attract, because everything's already in flow for you. Your path is already designed for it to be easy. But it's your mindset that is stopping it. Do you understand? So it's for us to know, okay, what is holding me back from attaining the next level of my life? So that's how I explain the law of attraction. So everything is already there, it's attracted to you.
Then how can someone unlock the mindset of abundance?
First of all, is there are some certain kind of mindset that we grew up with that are stopping abundance. You understand? You know, most of us grew up with the normal, average African child. You know, all of us will now still grow up now. So there are some of the mindsets that we grew up with. You understand? Okay, let me give myself for instance. When I was coming up, when I was into animation, I was this kind of guy that is very scared. I would say scared. That period, scared of putting myself out there. I was scared of putting myself. That was why I chose to use cartoons and animation, although I modeled it like my face and the rest of them. So this kind of guy that is kind of scared to, put myself out there, and I'm like, what's this or what's that kind of stuff. When I gained the courage to put myself out there, you understand? So every other thing began to unfold for me. So it's more of like step by step.
So how can I attract abundance? That is the idea. How can someone believe that there is an abundance or the law of abundance?
We all have our different timelines. You get this thing you're doing now. You love what you're doing, right? You love what you're doing.
Sure.
You're not doing it out of survival.
No, out of love.
It's out of love. So when it's out of love, you love what you're doing. Abundance will flow naturally from that particular thing you're doing. Do you understand? It will flow. You will see, and you did the line. You will see the test. It will flow. You'll be like, most of the amount of money I've made, I would say, it wasn't stressed. At least it didn't come from content that I stressed myself. It came from alignment. Do you understand? It came from alignment. So it's more of like you. Once you're in alignment, once you're enjoying what you're doing, because we're not here to suffer. This world is just like a playground. You're here to just come. That curious child that is coming, okay, find something that is going to that you love, and you start doing that thing that you love. And from there, you're traveling around the world, and making a living, enjoying yourself with what you're doing. It's supposed to be fun. But once you start seeing it like work, like you're working, you're stressing, once you start putting so much effort, then now you're telling yourself, you're telling God, or you're telling yourself or God that, if I no work this hard, I no go chop. If I no work this hard, I no go chop. So I need to work this hard. And the way this world is designed, is designed to work according to our thought, what we believe in. There's nothing like God is just there and what's watching you. What we have spirit guides, we have ancestors that are watching you. And not like someone is watching you and just telling you that, bro, see, no. It's just, the system is already designed to work for you. And anything you feed the system is what it will mirror back to you. So as you tell the system that, this is my life now, I need to work so hard before I can make money. You continue to attract more reason why you need to work hard. Do you understand? But you can just chill and just tell the system that I need this alignment. Just take me to important works that will just give me what I need and take away the ones that do not align with my path. It's called that you see yourself that, okay, fine. See, there's alignment. You're doing less work and you are gaining more. You're earning more. Do you understand? So that's just it.
You're invariably telling people that they should not work hard. You can just sit at home and just believe with your mind that something will just come and then it will just start happening.
No, I'm talking about alignment. I'm talking about alignment. From my own perspective, I'm someone that have done a lot of skits. So I'm like in the best position to talk to you. I've done thousands, I can't even count, numbers of content. And I'm telling you that it's not, although if you're coming up, there is something called consistency. From my own part, this is how I know I grew up via consistency. So if you're coming up, it's advisable to be consistent. That's if you're coming up. But if you're aligned, if you're someone that is aligned, you understand that there are certain times that you have this urge to do certain things. You have this urge. There are some works that you don't feel the need to do it. That is your intuition telling you that this particular one is not aligned with your path. Do you understand? So it's supposed to be, we just come here and we just chill and work and alignment. Okay, let me tell you the difference between someone that is awake and someone that is not awake. This is the difference. It's not as if there is a special, strange something that is about awakening. The major difference between someone that is awake and not awake is awareness. It's awareness. Awareness now, you are aware of something. You are aware. Okay, let me give an instance. You want to go, let me say you want to go somewhere. You want to go somewhere. And your mind tells you that, don't go. Like, you don't feel like going. You don't feel like going to that place. No matter how much you try, you even see signs. Maybe you call Uber cancel, or something happened, or you're forcing yourself to go. So someone that is awake understands signs. From that first sign, okay, fine, this is not going to yield fruit. I have to chill. But if you're not awake, you're not aware of what is happening. So you just go through the whole process. If you traffic, the accident, anything can happen to you, and you come and say, I regret this day, I regret. Do you understand? So being awake is more of like listening to your intuition. That's why I see those people who are awake, life seems easy because you know that this is what I'm supposed to do and I won't do this one. You do less work and you gain more. Instead of doing and trying so many things, you're trying this one, you're struggling, you're stressing yourself. At the end of the day, nothing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So the point is just to understand when it's aligned. To understand, okay, fine, you put in the work, but you're not putting in the work out of survival. That survival mode.
But many people are living in survival already.
That's the problem. That's the problem we have. That's the issue. If you're living in survival, you do anything to survive. That's the problem. You do anything, even if it means posting something that will implicate you.
Yes.
You go post all our trend, shaking your shit. I will just do that. You do everything to trend. You understand? But if you're someone that have a vision, you know where you're going to, you know what you're looking for. You can differentiate between some creators in the industry. There are some that this person have a vision, this person is going so. Why some are like just everywhere. I just want to be everywhere. Do you understand? So I will say it's important it's important to just understand how the universe works, read the laws of the universe. You can go through my book and you understand most of all those things. It's explained there. You understand? Once you understand it, you know that life is just easy. Now, we dey stress ourselves.
Now, how do you pray?
How I pray? I'll say it's been long I prayed. I do more of meditating. I do more of meditating, so I don't pray like that kind of prayer.
Like you say, God, help me do this thing. God, I want this. I want this. I want this. Help me do this. Cancel evil people from my life.
That was my first level of awakening. It's more of that. So from praying, from begging, we don't beg. You get to a point where you just ask, you just make a decree, you just command. Then you now get to a particular point where you just know. There is no point of praying and asking. You just know that you're in alignment. Do you understand? That's that level of meditating. You just know that, okay, fine, I'm in alignment. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. You just know. So that is like the third era. That's when you are aware. Do you understand?
So that means you don't do anything like you kneel down, wake up in the morning and start and take Bible, read and start praying.
No. I wake up in the morning, I don't go straight to my phone. Because once you go straight to your phone and you mistakenly see a particular content that changes your mood, it can affect the rest of your day. Do you understand? So when I wake up in the morning, I just take out time to listen to my thoughts, to calm my thoughts. That is what we call meditation. I calm my thoughts, I control my thoughts. You understand? And after that, I can now go on with my normal daily activities. Yeah, it's important to just meditate.
What kind of books do you read?
So many. I read books on spirituality. I read books on self-development. I read books on money. I read books on finance. I read books on any niche that interests that's.
When last did you read the Bible?
When last I read the Bible? It's been long ago. I can't remember. That should be maybe. Although I get some Bible verses on my phone, I have an app that. Yes, I get some Bible verses on my phone. Yeah.
I say you go and open Bible and start reading. If you were doing that when you were still very religious.
There's nothing wrong in reading the Bible. There's nothing wrong. Just if you have the gift of discernment, you can read the Bible. By then you know, okay, fine. You can pick out what will help you, what will help elevate your soul, and you can okay, this one is not for me. You just like read every other book. Not everything I agree on. But
now let's come back to a bit of your skit making and all of that, because some people will say you are more like a veteran in the industry already. So and there are many young chaps. Seeking and struggling to be in the skit or to produce skits and all of that. So what do you think are the top major mistakes that you think young skit makers are making?
I don't think there are mistakes in life. I think they are just lessons. So everything is part of the process. That's how I see it. Everything, whether you call it mistakes or you call it anything you want to call it, it's still part of the process. You still get to a point where you be like, if I don't go through that particular process, I wouldn't have been what I am today. If I didn't go through so, I wouldn't have been where I am today. So I usually get that epiphany most times. I be like, okay, fine. So this particular stuff happened for this particular stuff to happen. Do you understand? So I would say every process is worth it. But one thing I would say is young creators, they can go more into AI. AI is like the future. AI is the future. So if I want to chip in an advert, I'll say young creators, learn about AI. AI is coming next. There's a wave of AI coming next, and once that wave hits Africa, it's going to change
a lot of things,
Africa as a whole. So if you want to be among the first set of persons to ride the waves of artificial intelligence, so I would suggest young people to go into AI. Learn how to create with AI. Learn how to edit with AI. Learn how you can. AI, I would say AI made so many things easy when it comes to creation. So if you're going through the updates, you discover that there are so many things that you can do right now from the comfort of your home without stress. You understand? So there are no excuses now in terms of creation.
Now, when there are some kids make around that all they've been trying to do, like young ones, they want to blow. They have not trained. They have not blow. They have not trained. And they maybe are saying, what is that thing that they need to do for them to blow or to trend?
Authenticity, originality. That's just it. Be yourself. Be yourself. That's it. Be yourself. Authenticity. Be original. Do your thing.
Is there anything like originality in skit making?
Yes. The story might not be original, but the concept, how you told the story, how you acted. Do you understand? So
now I want you to describe a dream, because you did one video that you talk about dreams, and then you said whether you describe whether any dream that the person is dreaming when it comes back to reality, that it may not actually. Now, do you actually believe in dreams coming true to pass? Like when people dream and they believe that dream will come to pass?
100%. Most of my dreams have come to pass. A lot of my dreams. In fact, some of my ideas are gotten from dreams. You understand? So dream is very, 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 very important. If you're not dreaming, is a problem. Because dreams are the fastest way to get messages. You understand? Once you're intentional about it, you say, okay, fine, I need a response. I want to understand what is really going on in this aspect of my life. And you're intentional about it. Once you sleep, you dream about something. There'll be something about that particular situation. You understand? So if you're discerning enough, you can pick out the information. It usually comes in pictures. Dreams comes in images. So you can just pick up the images and try to understand the meaning of the dream. So dreams, most of all these great men, you think the ideas are from dreams. So most of all these ideas you see in the physical are dreams.
Some will say they don't remember their dream when they wake up.
You have to know. It's important to write down your dreams, to remember your dreams. It helps.
It helps when they write down the dream. That's why some people can wake up completely and don't remember what you dream. They know that you dream, but they can't remember it again.
Yeah, it happens.
Like sometimes it happens to me. Sometimes after dreaming, I wake up, I will try to picture it or to remember it. Some of the details will be missing.
Just as long as you're intentional. There are some dreams that you just wake up from and you will not remember. But there are some dreams that contain significant message that is important. That even if when you wake up, that particular dream is still in your memory.
Yes.
That's the message.
Okay.
That kind of dream, write it down. It's a message. You understand? And that most times it's possible to just dream and forget about it. But once there is a particular one that comes, like me, all my dreams are vivid.
So now, do you intend to also produce more movies like the Njama that you did?
Sure. I studied filmmaking for a long time. So I believe that I didn't study filmmaking just for studying's sake. There'll be a point in my life where I will have to apply that part of me.
So what should we be expecting from the Xploit Comedy? That name, Xploit Comedy, is this do you still use it or you are dropping it? Because it's the name Xploit Comedy that you used to trend with your skit and your comedy. But now you're more into like spirituality and awakening. Are you still using the name Xploit Comedy?
Yes, my name is still Xploit Comedy.
So what should we be expecting from you?
Okay. What you should be expecting, you get it. Sure, you get it. I'm not someone that I don't tell you what I'm working on. I just like to surprise my followers, my fans. I'll just boom, surprise. That's how my life has been. So.
Now, earlier when we were discussing, when you talk about Christianity and some people having the fear not to do that thing they want to do because of all the doctrine that we've been passed on to. Because of, if you want to do this, they will tell you that, heaven is there or hell is there or you will do this. So what do you have to say for someone that inside of them, they know they are not feeling it, but they are afraid to question their identity or what they have believed so far?
You see, you don't have to be scared. Fear is the highest weapon used by the Matrix. You don't have to be scared. Because everything is fear. Everything boils down to fear. Heaven and hell are fear now. You understand? The main purpose of that hell is to invoke fear in you. Do you understand? So fear is like the highest weapon used by the matrix to limit you completely. So once you step out on the other side of fear, you discover that so this are the fear all this why self now even you go invest for yourself. I never do am since. Do you understand? So there's no point to be scared. You understand? So long as you came to this world alone, you came with your spirit, you came with your higher self, you came with your intuition. There's nobody that can determine your life except you. There's nobody that can determine your life except you, because you're the one that is experiencing life from your own perspective. So now you experience everything.
Another fear is coming majorly from some people that feel that they may be ostracized or rejected. People may start rejecting you. Nobody wants to communicate with you. Nobody, because they see you, like especially if you start to rebel with some things in religion, they'll look at you like this devil, this one demon is working inside this person. Like some people. So I remember I go through some of your comments. Some people say this demon is. So you cannot rebel. There are some things in religion or in Christianity that because a doctrine that has passed down into you, you cannot just rebel against it. If you rebel against it, it's as though there is some demon that is working inside of you.
You are
this one, you are possessed, you are an unbeliever. Like I remember someone by church there that I tried to ask him a question regarding something that is written in the Bible. I said, no, there must be something behind this scripture here. I don't believe that this thing just is exactly the way it is. There's something. And the guy started arguing with me, saying, you have become an unbeliever. You have become a devil. One spirit is inside of you. Antichrist. Are you sure you believe in everything in the Bible? I said, yes, I believe. But I believe that this story here, there's something behind this story. It cannot just be the way it is written like this. There's something just, the full detail is not clear. He said, no, the Bible is written, inspiration of God, everything. So for you to be arguing, you must be a devil, you must be witchcraft, antichrist. One demon is working inside, you need deliverance. Go meet your pastor and come under deliverance. So some people can be under that fear. And they cannot be able to question their belief system because you may be ostracized or they will reject you, they will not bring you along. And people are afraid, especially their daily bread. That's going to affect your daily bread. Fear. That's going to affect the fact that some relationship that you're building and what is going to help you. Fear. That's going to affect your personal life and the things that's going to make you feel good, feel happy. All those fear are the channels. How can someone break free from them?
It takes a decision to break free. It takes just decide. You understand? The fear is coming from, okay, what will people say? Yes. How will I feed? Yes. All those things will be taken care of once you just make the decision. That is my own. Just make the decision. You'll be shocked how everything unfolds. See, most of the time, let's just be honest with ourselves. Most of the levels we've gotten to was not planned. Do you understand? Like me myself, I can tell you, I might be planning something different, and something different will happen or occur that will be better than what I was planning. Do you understand? So if you're thinking that once I've gotten into the bad books of these people now, my life has spoiled, and no, it's not a big lie. Once you just make that decision, you go surprised as doors will be opening for you, and then you know that okay, I'm on the right track. But it's that particular fear that is limiting people. You don't have to be scared.
And I think another thing there is that once they carry that fear inside of them and the things torment their mindset and they believe it, they could start manifesting that thing they are afraid of.
Exactly. Whatever we believe is what works. You understand? Whatever we believe is what works. That is why you see someone that someone that I see whenever I close my eyes to pray. I was talking to someone about Jesus Christ. He was saying that he can never, ever not believe in Jesus. I say, fine. See, Jesus came down to earth, you understand, to teach us how to be like him. To teach us how to be like him. Not for us to worship him. Do you understand? There's a difference between I'm coming to teach you. Okay, see all my power. This is how I achieved everything. And this is the same concept I use. Once you apply these concepts, you will be even bigger than me, myself. You understand? So you now, at the end of the day, I gave you those particular concepts to go through them. And you've gone through the concept and it's called that, oh, more, I don't know if you do this one, or I don't know if you do this one, or I can't do this one. Or the next thing now, you say, Jesus, help me. Jesus, save me. Save me for what? That. But let me give you, say, okay, see what you will do. See what you will do to manifest the kind of life you want, to pursue your goals, to impact. The main thing he did was to come and impacted souls, taught them how certain things are achieved in life. And he gave us the blueprints. This is how it's done. So it's left for us to copy the blueprint and use it and say, okay, fine, yes. But we are worshiping him and still begging him. Father, give me daily bread. I'll tell you, this is how you will gain daily bread. I'm giving you the concept. Why are you asking me again? Do you get the check? So he has already come. He's here he already taught us everything that we need to know about heaven on earth, about having your heaven on earth. So it's there for us to pick those things and start working with them. You understand? So our mind is powerful. It's very, very powerful. Whatever you imagine, I can just imagine maybe this earpiece now, tie something red, and every morning I'll come and say, this earpiece, I'll pour snap and pour all those things. That earpiece don't become my God with that. And it will work for me. I will go out. I'm serious.
Yes.
Because the mind is powerful.
Yes, the mind is powerful in creating that.
It's your mind that is the thing.
Yes.
You understand? If you work, if I say, okay, fine, go ahead, it will work for me. That's the same thing if you use anything outside you as your God. Do you understand? If you use anything outside you as your God, that thing have the power to manipulate you or to work with you. It all depends. You understand? Let me say, if the Bible, for instance, now it's your thing, it's your God, it's where you run to, anything, the Bible is your God. I can decide to manipulate that Bible and put in something there. Every morning, bring me your food, says the Lord. You go bring your food, come, because that is your God. You understand? So if you have a God, if you believe in God, people can manipulate that God to benefit from you. You understand? That is why they can use anything. But if you believe in yourself as the God that you are, nobody will can't tell you anything. Because you hear the voice from you yourself. Someone cannot tell you that, see you. Someone cannot manipulate you. Do you understand? So that's why it's important for us to, who do you call God? That is a very, very important question, because who you call God can be used against you if you're not wise enough.
So there's no God outside of you.
Yes. There's no God outside of you. You are the God. You and God are one. You are God. You're like experiencing life through this physical body. You're like a God that's experiencing this life. Do you understand? Let's use the masquerade, for instance. Once you put on the attire of a masquerade. That masquerade now, you're now dancing. And people are seeing you like a masquerade, because that is how you represent. But deep down, there is you inside the masquerade. You're not the masquerade. There is you inside the masquerade, controlling the masquerade. That is how this physical body is. It's like the masquerade. And the you now is the spirit. It is you, the God, that is experiencing life through this physical body. You are God experiencing life through this physical body.
So you worship yourself.
You be listening to yourself.
Pray for yourself.
Yes.
Pray to yourself.
Pray to yourself. Believe in yourself.
There's nothing to pray to out there.
There
is no demon that is manipulating, killing people, or one devil that will come and take away something that belongs to you.
Nothing that can happen to you except you agree to it. Nothing that can, even the highest devil cannot do anything. This is how witchcraft works. It attacks your thoughts. Do you understand? Let me say, if I want to bewitch you, for instance, now maybe I want you to feel. I want you to feel. Maybe there's a particular contract you're going for, and I want you to feel at that particular contract. As an evil witch, this is how I will do. I will manipulate your thought process. Do you understand? I'll manipulate your thought process now and try to give you reasons, tell you why you shouldn't go. You shouldn't go for that particular contract. I'll do it in a way that it's going to be very manipulative. I'll give you signs, give you ideas. I can even call someone, call one pastor to call you and say, that thing you're going for, don't go for it. I'll just manipulate your thoughts. That's how witchcraft works. So if you're strong enough, get people say your head strong. If you're strong enough, like you're someone that you've mastered meditation, you know your thoughts, you know how to filter thoughts, you know how to work with those thoughts. So once those thoughts comes, you know, you'll be like, think about this one now. You just wave the thoughts away. You understand? But if you're not someone that is already awakened, you just pick up that particular and start thinking about it. And the more you think about it, the more involved you are in the reasons why you shouldn't go for where you're supposed to go to. Do you understand? So nobody can affect you without going through your mind, because you listen to thoughts that leads to the action that you take every day. So if I can get hold of your thoughts, I can control your action. Do you understand? If I have somewhere that I can just talk to you now, you listen to me. I just say, Brizy, go and sleep. You just wake up and go and sleep. Brizy, wake up. Go and bathe. You just do that same thing. I can control you. That means you're under my control. Do you understand? So if I want to attack you, I'll attack your thoughts.
So that means there is nothing like one entity called devil out there that comes and manipulates people or spoil things or destroy things or kill people and things like that.
We are made up of good and evil. We are the God and we are the devil. Do you understand? You can decide to be God, you can decide to be devil. Once you decide, say, oh my, I want to collect knife now, use person for ritual, I want to cut person into pieces, you are a devil. Do you understand? You allowed the devil part of you to use you. We are all made up of, we all have choices now. We have choices. You can decide to be good, which is God. You can decide to be devil, which is evil. Do you understand? So it depends on you, yourself. We are like, you are like the observer, you're like the judge of everything. That is why when you see yourself going through the consequences of your action, you will know, you'll be like, you will judge yourself. There's nobody judging you, you're the God. You'll be like, okay, this is why this is happening to me. This is why I'm going through this process. You know, you're judging yourself.
There's no one spiritual being somewhere that will come and affect people.
you're just like observing, you're the observer. So you're like, so that you don't go hide. You don't go hide, keep person. You say, nobody's watching me. Nobody's watching me. But you're watching yourself. Now you do the action. You understand? So you're the God. Now you go. You're observing. You're seeing yourself doing it. That's why after the event, now seeing you go to torment you.
But you know why I said there is one spiritual being. I've heard people give true life story of talking about someone die and they see ghosts. The ghost of the person coming to them. Does it truly exist?
If someone said that from their perspective, if it's true, fine. I'm not in their perspective, so I don't know. I don't know about that.
So that means there is ghost-like entity or spiritual entity somewhere that could appear to people or do something to people.
Of course, there are spiritual. We have multidimensional beings. There are spirit guides. There are ancestors. You understand? There are all those people. We are not the only one here on earth now. Sure you get. So there are still other people. There are spiritual guides. There are people that are willing to help, willing to assist.
So that means there are spiritual. If there are spiritual guide, ghosts, it means that it's not just human beings that does everything. Or you are not the only God and the spirit. It means that there's a spirit that could influence something that is outside of your own willpower.
Nothing can happen outside of your own willpower. You must agree before anything happens in your life.
No, some people don't agree for it now. If something happens, okay, let me give you if some people go on the road and have accident and they all die on the road, is it that they agree? Did someone just enter road and agree, say you should have an accident and die?
I can't attest to that, but what I would say in that aspect is that I know that death is an agreement. I know that, but I can't talk about that because I've not really experienced. I've not experienced it. You understand? I only talk on the things I've really experienced. So if someone that I've entered a particular accident and died, I don't know. So I can't talk about that.
And what could cause that one now? That's what I'm saying. It means that there could be Don't you think that people believe that some village entities could send one demon to cause accident and kill people?
As I can't tell, I'm not in their experience. Do you understand? I only have my own experience. Just like you have your own experience. So we might have different experience.
So how does your own experience now? So if it means that when you're saying you are the God, you are the devil, that's your own experience. Some people could believe that there is a God somewhere that they know that looks over them, and there is a devil also that looks over them.
Just like we said now, the mind is powerful. You understand? Anything you put out is what you believe. If you believe that this canon now and your God, it will work for you. It's not your devil, it will still work for you. It's all about mindset. You understand? It's all about the mindset. That's just it. Everything boils down to your mindset.
Is there anything like generational causes?
I explained in one of my videos.
Yes.
I explained it. It's more of like I said, it's more of like the trauma, some of the bad habits, and some of the unhealed emotions that are passed down from parents to offsprings, if they are not healed. You get. So that's how it happens, because you can trace. I can trace family patterns. Sometimes you just sit down and you be like, this thing that's happening to me right now, it happened to my dad. You understand? And it happened to someone else in the family. There's a pattern that runs in that family. Yes, every family has their family patterns. So what you have to do is to identify your family pattern. You know their strength and their weakness. You understand? And you break free from their weakness and you embrace the strength. That's how you break free from generational causes.
How do you break free from the weakness?
You know the weakness, but like in my video, I give an example of someone that is fearful. You understand? If your dad is shy, and you know you're shy, and your dad is shy, and you know that your mom is also shy, and there's someone in the family that is shy, that's a weakness. And you discover that due to the shyness now, they are unable to chase their goals or do certain things. Like, you know, I think my mama they sing, I think my mama pursue her dreams, but now she don't live better life, that kind of thing. And it's more like, okay, you have that same talent. My mom is a very good singer. I'm giving an instance. And my dad is talented, but he couldn't chase his dreams and all of that because you know it's due to shyness, because it's affecting you. So what you have to do now is to work on that generational cause, something that was passed down to you. Do you understand? And you know you're very talented, you can do something, but whenever you want to chase your dreams, you're scared. This fear just comes up on you and you be like, okay, this fear was passed down. So what I will do is to work on myself. That's where shadow work comes in.
What is shadow work?
Like I explained, it's a point where you sit down in your life, you sit down to address some of the things that are drawing you back. You just sit down and you ask yourself questions. What's really going on? I'm supposed to post a video today. Why did I not post a video? What happened? Okay, last time I posted a video, I got just 2 views.
You discouraged.
You got discouraged. Yeah, that kind of thing. That's a fear. That fear, like, coming from that 2 views.
I've seen that.
Do you understand? It's coming from that 2 views that you got. And now
you can't post again. And
if you continue to think about it, they'll tell you, what if you can't post the next one and 1 view and only use there 2 times? So you understand? So once that fear takes over you, the next step is that you go and delete that one. You don't go delete that post. Clean your page. Put mysterious. Put black picture. Mysterious gang. Do you understand? So now you ask yourself, now if I can post a particular video and I get just 2 views from that video, you understand? And that 2 views now I'm embarrassed because just 2 persons views. If you wanna now get 100 or 1 million views now, that if I cannot contain 2 views, how will I feel when I get 1 million views and that 1 million views now there are comments that are negative, someone is insulting you. So you be like, so it's like if you cannot handle 2 views, how you want to handle 100,000 views? If you are scared that you have 2 views, then how can you handle 100,000 views with negative comments?
Some people don't care. Sometimes they just want to be happy that they are seeing 100,000 views. Then they are afraid of seeing 2 views. Then they are scared of.
No, it's a process. You can't skip it. It's not possible. Someone that has, if you can leave 2 views with 1 negative comment, you're finding why they insult you. You can leave 2 views and 1 negative comment. If you can leave it, can tolerate it. You can also accept 100k views and 20 negative comments. You understand? Then 1 million views, 50 negative comments. It's just like a test. So if you can handle that one, you can handle a bigger one. If you can handle small, you can handle plenty. But if you cannot handle small 2 views, how can you handle? Do you understand?
You can delete the comments now if they are negative. You can just go to, if you see.
You don't have to even delete the comments. You understand? Because if you're deleting comments, you're not ready. You're not ready. Leave everything. It's not like a test of your patience. It's more of like a test of your consistency, how competent you are when it comes to production.
But it can impact some people that may come there to watch it. Like say somebody come there and drop something negative, or just being hateful of your content. Just generally, some people are just generally hateful and just jealous for no reason and just try to put 1 negative comment. If you allow that, it can affect another person coming there to see such comment. Before you know it, it's like an energy. It can transfer. Maybe somebody's coming there trying to drop something positive or trying to just watch it with pure mind, and then you now see 1 negative comment. That energy could transfer to the person to maybe see what the person is not seeing. So one of the things you do,
that energy should transfer to that particular person. If that energy transfers to that particular person, that simply means that content is not for that person. Do you understand? It's not for that person, because there is no way. You understand? If a particular comment is attracting the same kind of energy, simply means that those people, they are projecting. They are not supposed to be there. There's something called projection. Projection is when I project on you. Okay, let me say, for instance, you tell me your dreams now. You say, okay, fine. I want to chase my dreams. I want to take this to the next level. Now, what I do now is I put myself in your shoes. You understand? Now, say, okay, from my own experience so far, that I've lived so far, I'll now project my fears on you and tell you, this thing might not work out, though. It's better you do what you're doing. I'm projecting from my own perspective. So it doesn't concern you. Do you understand? So if someone should come now, let me say I posted a comment, I post a content as educative, and someone comes and drops a negative comment. It simply means that person is triggered. You understand, by those contents. So the person is now projecting his fears and insecurities in that particular stuff. So it's all about that person, not me. It's how that person feels. So whenever I go through some of the negative comments, I have pity on them. I'll be like, life don't spoil for this one. I just have pity on them because they are projecting how they feel and how they think it should be.
So you should not be deleting those comments.
Leave it. It's part of it. It's part of the process.
Or block those people that will come and insult you.
I don't block
plainly.
anybody. I've never blocked. I don't block anybody.
Even if they come and throw one bad insult on you.
I'm used to it. I don't block anybody. It's part of. To me, now, I see that it's part of it. It's part of it. Like it's part of the whole movement. I will fear. I'll be scared if there are no negative comments.
But there's a reason why even the social media platforms they filter comment. Like if you go to YouTube or TikTok and co, if you are seeing some kind of negative or harsh word, even the platform will filter those comments themselves.
I think it's for like upcoming creators now. People that their hearts is still soft. They are still trying to. But there are people that they've been in the game for long. Oh geez.
Their skin is tough.
They'll call they delete comments. No, now it's like you giving that person. You're giving that person an energy. For you to even go to that person's comment and even delete the comment, that means that particular comment got to you. That person triggered you.
And we are human beings with feelings, of course. Yeah,
you're not supposed to be triggered. You're supposed to work on it. Because this life is more of like an observation. Once you get to that point where you just sit and you just laugh over it, you're not supposed to be triggered. That is the aim of the shadow work and everything and the awakening, just for you to see life as a script. It's a movie script that people are playing their parts. So once anybody is playing a particular part, say, fine, that's your rule. Keep doing You understand? You don't have to. You don't have to start.
There are some very hateful, stubborn people that they call them trolls. Their work is just anything that's going to bring bad energy towards you.
Yes.
You say you should ignore people like that. They
Yes.
can pass that energy to some people that may not be strong enough within them. So that's the reason why some content creators or some influencers, they either block them or they delete them. So because that's an energy.
No,
And they just come, they are like trolls. Nothing you do that please them, or their aim is to ensure that they keep putting out anything bad just to hurt you or to hit people there.
What I'm saying now is, I'm not saying it's bad to delete comments, but me, I don't delete because I don't see those people as, I don't see them like they're not important. Just the same way I just screw, they're not important to me. So if I delete or reply or respond or block, it's like me getting triggered and trying to, no, I don't. To me, but as an upcoming creator, if you've not mastered the art of detachment, then it's easier for you to use those buttons if it gets to you. But there's a level of creation, of mastery that you'll be. Discover that all those things are just part of the game. Yeah, it's part of the game. You understand? It's for balance to happen. The negative guys there. Balance didn't happen. So if I say that, I just smile like, okay, it's nice.
There's a block.
No, I don't block it.
Then why did you go? What made you to unfollow everybody on your Instagram?
Okay, that happened based on, I did that to control my feeds. It's not about anything. It's to control my feeds. You understand? So when I got to the point of awakening, whereby I wanted to be seeing a particular kind of content, so I built my algorithm bit by bit.
Okay.
You understand? You know, when you're following someone and you're seeing the person's content, although I have a different account where I follow all my colleagues, where I watch them and I follow all my colleagues. I have a different account there. But this my other account, my main account, was mainly for me to focus on my algorithm, my timeline. I wanted to get something. Do you understand? Yes. So I give myself time. I say, okay, this particular period of time, I want to be seeing only this kind of content. I want to learn from so kind of content. So that's the reason why.
Okay. So you just try to build that feed.
Yes.
By what you like and engage with, so the other one can send it more.
Exactly.
But normally, even if you're following some people, if you're not watching their content, the algorithm will try as much as possible to not be putting them to you. They will just be sending suggested content based on what you like.
I don't know about that.
The kind of built itself in that way.
Yes. But the way I built my own algorithm is just, if I scroll like the next 10 posts is all about development or something that will impact me positively. You understand? That was how I built it. Then if I want to enjoy entertainment, I can just switch to my other account and engage and comment and chat and talk to people and the rest of them. So,
do you believe in reincarnation?
Reincarnation, yes.
Explain it.
I won't explain reincarnation. I'll just tell you, if you want to know about reincarnation, I've already created the content on reincarnation. You can just go and watch the content, or you can just get my book. So that topic is a very, very deep topic. So it's something that I will have to, I don't want to explain right now. But it's more of like your soul there is no death, like I said. Death is an illusion. So it's your soul having an experience after this particular lifetime. Everything you've accumulated in this whole lifetime, you understand, is still with you. You don't die, you just transition to the next level. So that's why I feel like that's why so many people have so many different talents. You understand? There's so many talents, like thousands of talents that are within you. And most of all those ideas, most times, are from past lives. You understand? That's how I see it. Are from past lives. So it's your soul trying to, it's like your soul carrying life lessons from one lifetime to the other, just for the soul to evolve.
So that means is it possible for something the person did in this life that is not punished, in the next life will be punished for it?
It's possible to experience something like that.
But you do not have any record of your past life.
No.
So how can you not be punished for something that happened in the past life that you have no record of?
If you have record, how you want to become live? It's not living again now. It's just like a movie. You understand? If you're watching a movie that you've seen before, to you it's just like, you know what will happen here, you know what will happen here. What's the point of the movie? You know what will happen. Yes. But for the movie to be fun, you need to not be able to predict each plot and the rest of them. If we're to, the whole essence is for us to remember who we are, gone, not to remember our past lives. You understand? But some of the traits, some of the lessons, some of the visions, some of the ideas, and some of all those things are already in our DNA. Do you understand? So when you come back to life, you have to remember as the essence of all these things. Because you coming in, the whole programming, you came in as a child blank, the whole programming and everything, you get to a point in your life where, okay, fine, this is who I am, this is my gift, this is my talent. You understand? Then you go and make your research. And that's it.
Okay, let's begin to wind down. Now, I'm thinking this way. If someone now is thinking of, like, your colleagues that have been in the industry with you for quite from the beginning and up to this point in time, some of them could be saying it is good to remain on one path and continue all through to the end. So, do you actually advise people to evolve and switch paths like you actually do, or they can just maintain one particular trajectory all through? Like there are some people that have been in the comedy industry, like some of the early colleagues that you mentioned, they have been on it up to this point in time.
Okay, I would say change is something that's constant, it's inevitable. There's no how we can fight change. If you look at the industry, you discover that a lot of my colleagues, they've gotten to a point where they evolved. It's not everyone that is doing the same thing they started with now. If you look at the industry, there is a point where many of them evolved to something different. It's normal. It's very, very normal. And once that change comes, you cannot fight it. You understand? You just have to answer the call and switch to something different. So, I would say to me, I've always enjoyed evolving, doing several things. I'm someone that is like, I cannot do a particular content for long. I don't know why I'm that kind of person. I'll feel bored. Even if the audience are still vibing and loving the content, to me, I'll feel bored. That's why I change easily. Once I start feeling bored, okay, I've already gotten to a particular time frame of this particular video. I want to switch to something different, something new. So that's how I do it. I just change.
I mean, you can switch from this
I can
awaken
switch
that you are
to
doing now.
anything. That's why I said anything is possible. Yeah, and I'm just living my life as it unfolds.
Is there a possibility for you to change all these beliefs you are having currently for tomorrow, for you to realize that I have been believing wrongly?
It's not possible because I don't just believe. I don't believe things. I don't just believe. I don't know how to explain it. Before I believe anything, I make my thorough research, thorough constructions. Do you understand? I try to add and subtract and go through it and understand why is this way. So I don't just hear something I believe. I make my research. So for me to come up to this level, that means there is a particular. I saw something that is different from the old. Do you understand? So I can evolve to something newer, not going back. Do you understand? I can evolve to something. It depends on where the journey takes me.
Okay, well, what should be your best final advice to content creators out there?
Well, just be you. Just be real. I've already said everything I want to say. It's just for you to be real. Be you. Do you. Do you. And most importantly, I beg, AI is important. I'm telling upcoming creators because it's very, very important. We should try to adapt with the flow. AI is coming up, so it's coming so hard. So let's just try to understand and go with the flow. So upcoming creators, not too much. They're not upcoming because most times, if you're upcoming today, tomorrow you're already blown. So I don't regard them as upcoming. I just know that everyone has their particular time. So once your time comes, bro, just take and enjoy the flow and understand that you don't have to rush. You don't gotta rush anything for life. You understand? Just
no depression.
No depression. This life is just fun. There is no point trying to overplan and struggle and stress your brain. And this is how it's. No, just be in the flow of life. If it comes, okay, does it align with me? Fine, align, fine. It doesn't align, then I can't do it. No. Learn to say no. No is normal. No, learn to say no. Question everything around you. Anything that has to do with fear, my brother, make you jack back. I got to be scared of. This life is free. Nobody can do anything to you except you agree. You understand? So that's just it.
Thank you so much for what you shared. But wait, you have done all these things and you've had lots of achievement. Why are you not married yet?
You said, I don't hear you.
Why are you not married yet with everything that you've had and you're doing for yourself?
I go marry when the time done.
Which I go any time again. When people don't get money, people will say, it's because of money, I'm not married. People will have money, you have everything, you have all the influence, you have all the things that will keep you settled. You are young. You want to hit 40 before you marry.
No, I'm married when the time is right.
How do you describe when the time is right?
It's more of like me attracting the right person now.
So for now, you have not attracted the right
I've not seen someone that. Marriage is very, very important though. Marriage is not going to take place. Marriage is something that if you just make the wrong decision, it's gone. It's gone. Especially when you have your paths in life. You understand? So your partner must understand your paths and give you the full support. You understand? If not, if you go, So it's something that has to do with, it's more of like attracting the right person. Attract someone that understands you, someone that thinks like you, reasons like you. So so the family will make sense. Like, let me say, you go to meditate, so I'm going to have you understand?
You know, somebody talk like with the sharp fire.
Like me, I'm quiet.
Fire.
Me, I'm quiet. I like to have my peace. I like to sit on my own, think and reason. That's how I meditate. I go into the God side. So you that is the type that likes to call fire. The noise now go they worry me. Do you understand? I'm telling you that. So you cannot coexist in the same environment now because fire go to obstruct. They enter my thoughts.
You go be like, say, that means you be demon when they try cast out. You be demon when they try cast out.
That kind of thing. So that's what I'm saying now.
But she no cast you out with that. You know when she cast the demon inside of you.
No, like she needs understand my kind of person. Something like that. You understand? So at least if our two day together or they meditate, we're trying to understand each other. We're trying to So that's life. So marriage, I always say like it's okay.
Okay, now these fun questions. Out of all the skit makers now, who do you particularly resonate with, or who do you like his content more?
Who I resonate with? I think it's all about mood. It's all about mood. I have different content creators I run to, depending on my mood. So I like every of them. Every of them have their own unique way of, you understand, presenting their message. So I can just decide to watch Soulful person today and watch Soulful person tomorrow. So I enjoy everything that everyone is doing.
Football or movie?
Football or movie? I'll choose movie. That's my line.
So that means you don't play game.
I play. I go finish it for soccer. I play game. I'm good. I'm good.
Seriously?
I'm good. But I chose movie because that's my line. Yeah.
How do you have fun for yourself?
How do I
have fun for yourself?
So many things. How do I have fun? I'm having fun right now. My life every day is fun to me. Every day is fun. If I also wake up in the morning like I'm joyful because it's either I'm producing or I'm reading or I'm creating content or I'm meditating or I'm seeing movies or I'm interacting with friends. So to me, life is just fun. I enjoy every day. Life has fun, yeah.
If they say you should choose one religion by force, which one will you go for?
By force?
Yes.
How do you say I choose religion?
No, let's say a hypothetical question.
It's possible because that was how I don't talk.
Talk now.
I don't talk.
Talk
how. Like I said earlier, I'm not someone that tackles or sees religion as a whole, as a body. What I do is, if you come with your message, if it's clear and it's pure to me and your intentions are good, I will accept it.
I know. That's why I say, well, they say they pick one out of them all.
I cannot pick one, I'll pick all of them. I'll pick all of them and extract what I want to extract from each of them and remove the rest.
But they say pick one.
I don't know, I cannot pick one. I cannot pick one, honestly. It's better I don't pick any than I pick one. It's better I don't pick any.
You can also pick from the Quran.
That's what I'm saying now. Like, it's better I don't pick any, but if I'm to pick, I'll pick the whole of them, from Buddhism or Judaism or all the ism. I'll take all of them because it's important. There are some messages that you can learn from each religion. You understand? It's okay. One thing with us is that Christianity, we like to segregate, we like to differentiate. But as a Christian, you can read the Quran also. There are certain things you learn from there. You can also try other religions, practice the Chinese and the Indian religion and all of that. You're not limited.
You know, they say they believe is that if you don't believe in Christ himself that came and died, you are going to hell. Whether you do good, you no do good, whatsoever be, so long you don't believe that Christ came into this world and died, hellfire is waiting for you.
It's not logical.
It's not logical.
At all. At all.
That means hellfire wait for you with that too.
What is this time? No follow. No follow.
My guy. Thank you for this very fun time.
Mr. Benzik in the building.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, thank my very creative and insightful guest here, Chibugo Emmanuel Lazarus. Which of them is your surname?
Lazarus is my
Lazarus.
surname. Yeah.
AKA Brizy, AKA Xploit Comedy.
Chibugo. Chibugo means ego. Yeah.
Have you want to do any skits for us, or you tell us any comedy?
Skits.
Yes.
And I go pay for it. If I want to do anything, content now, comedy now, full-time stage performance, and I go pay better money.
But just give us any funny comedy.
For Rihanna. You go pay better money like this.
Alright, that is it, guys. So thank my guests once again for this insightful episode. I remain your very host, Benzik. And it's the first time I'm coming to the channel. Like this video, we'll do our best to bring you insightful guests so that they can teach you, transform you, impact you, and speak to you in every area of your life that can help you to develop and become a better version of yourself. So I remain your very host, Benzik, and it's good having you today. Like this video, share it, subscribe. You can share, people can be able to reach out to you, contact you, or buy your book and every other thing.
Okay, if you want to get my book, it's easier. You can go to my bio on Instagram or TikTok, click on the bio and click on the link over there, and it will direct you to a particular platform. Right? Once you put in your credentials, your card and everything, there will be a download link for you to download the video. It's a PDF file. It's more like a PDF file. Once you download it, you can go through the soft copy. Okay, and if you are finding it difficult to download, you can chat me on TikTok, on DM, via DM on Instagram, and I'll send you a WhatsApp number. That's if you're in Africa or Nigeria, and you can just get the book from there. I'll give you a WhatsApp line where you can contact my management for the book. So it's very, very important. It's something that I suggest to everyone that is going through the spiritual awakening. It's important you go through the book. It will help you in your journey. Peace out.
What if they want the hard copy?
Okay, the hard copy, yeah, you can still make an order.
Okay,
yes.
You have hard copies that you can deliver when they order.
Yeah, there are sites. I have a site that produces hard copy. So if you want a hard copy, you can contact me and I'll give you the site. You can download from the site directly. You understand? But I believe that majority of my fans they prefer the soft copy because it's.
You don't have any of the book here, so that they can see.
No, it's not here.
I mean, you don't have hard copy here.
No, it's not here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not here.
All right, so that's it. You've heard from him how to get his book and on his social media platform. What's the name on the social media
Xploit Comedy, Xploit_comedy. That's my name on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. What's the other one again? Twitter. What's the other one again?
Instagram.
What's the other one again?
They're not finished now.
All social media platforms.
Xploit_comedy.
Xploit_comedy. You can find me. And watch my messages, watch my videos. They're very impactful.
That is it. Xploit Comedy. You get all his content there. So also follow us on every social media platform. I usually put all the links on the description of this YouTube video. So I'm going to see you again next time. I remain your very host, Benzik, and thanks for watching. Cheers.